Mike Storey. We got Big Ray. We got Helen Hunt. Oh, what is Helen doing out there? Get out of here, Helen. You fucking pest. Mike, you have been gone for a while, traveling the country. You sell shower rings like John Candy does in trains, planes, and automobiles, right? That's what you do.
No, I sell car parts to the American man because that's who I am and that's who I work for.
And that's who I care about.
That's who I care about.
He's back in the flesh, looking all tan and handsome. Big Ray, as always, repping the full Professional Fanatics gear. We always love to see that. We got Dakota in the comment section. Shout out to Dakota for an epic all-time NBA pod on Saturday. Dude knows his shit. He is now joining us as a contemporary, as a football guy, because he says he knows more about football than basketball. I don't believe you, Dakota, because you know your shit in the NBA besides your stupid LeBron take. Other than that, he's well-spoken, he's handsome, he's good. I can't wait to have you on again, my dude. But Mike Storey, how's it been hanging, man? Everything good?
Yeah, I just got back into town from Baltimore. I extended my stay there. Nobody ever extends their stay in Baltimore, trust me, but there were some people I want to see. Baltimore, there's some areas that are nice. Midtown, if you are from the Baltimore area, I had a really great time in the Mount Vernon neighborhood. Some of the areas are a little rough. So I'll just leave it at that. There's some areas you can't turn around without stumbling into a gentleman's club down there.
So you stayed a little longer. You're staying in Baltimore a little longer than Max Crosby's?
Hey, you ever accidentally masturbate to young pictures of your mom?
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
Exactly. I also sort of took it to where you didn't go into where The Wire was, took place. Sort of the.
You ever watch The Wire, Ray?
No, like I said, I need to. I really, really need to because
I love all those. The neighborhood we were in that was plucked.
One of those influential shows, right? Like that's like the true first dark crime show, right? That was like one of HBO's first shows.
Yeah, highly recommend. Highly recommend it.
It's definitely on my list.
All right, we have a comment to get to before we're gonna have. This is a big show. We're gonna talk some NFL. We're also gonna do our top 5 acting performances of all time. Me, Storey, Big Ray. Talk some movies and just whatever you guys want to talk about. But we have some crazy weather here in Illinois and Chicago. So there's a chance my power will go out. If it does happen, guys, carry me for like 10 minutes before I get back on. But we have Dakota in here. Shout out Dakota, Patreon. He's a professional fanatic. Top 10 influential songs of your youth. Let's give them 1 or 2 each because that's a very loaded question. That'd be a very good show. I'm gonna give you, you know what's a one for me that my dad would appreciate that he loved Rush, and Working Man from Rush was my dad's anthem, as well as REO Speedwagon, Keep Pushing On. But for me, Working Man, I did like that song, and it's super cheesy, super fucking cheesy. But I'm gonna throw that one out there because it was always on his fucking truck, and I'm gonna give my dad a shout out. So
I'll tell you what, that Rush 2112 album, that was the first album I could listen to every single track on that album without having to skip. There's one like Blink-182 album that's like that. A lot of times you've got like 3 or 4 songs that you just whatever. That 2112, that was some powerful stuff.
Yeah, for me, I would agree with. So one for my mom would be because my mom is a huge Fleetwood Mac fan, which to this day I still am. I love that band. But like when I was younger, like just The Chain, I know it's one of their huge hits, but I just remember first hearing that song when I was really young, and it was just so epic. So that song I really like. And then like Blink-182 probably what's my age again? Because again, I was born in 91. So like becoming a young degenerate listening to that song. And then Hybrid Theory. Probably in the end, like when I first heard that song. That whole album, mind you, Story, that was like with Linkin Park, that was probably the first album when I was young. That I bought the album because I liked a couple of the hits, listened to the entire album, and to this day, still easily one of my favorite albums from top to bottom. It's just so good.
Mine, shout out Nookie from Limp Bizkit, which was a big hit in '99. But I'll give you this one. How about Crawling from Linkin Park? Because I used to cut myself, and the video, I'm saying I'm kidding, I didn't cut myself, but if I did, that would be one of my hits.
Unfair. It's my team. It's my quarterback. And if you guys do that, man, it's unfair. We lost as a team.
Forgot how much higher the TO was.
But here's the thing, Rob. Did you go down the valley or across the stream?
Well, down the valley is how you kill yourself, right? Across the
So that's
street's the better way.
Yeah,
It's gotten very dark.
No,
Hey, you're the one who brought up crawling because you're cutting yourself. I was just confirming what type of psycho you were.
So we've talked about this ad nauseum. I know I have. Ray has.
Joking.
Story, I want to get your take on Puka. Speaking of psychos, Puka with his, throwing out the Jew word a bunch, and then also the biting incident. I just want to hear your take on Puka. Are you worried for fantasy? Will there be repercussions? Just give me your take on. This is not the first incident now. Now we're going on second incident. We just saw the Bulls cut ties. I know they're not going to cut Puka, but the Bulls just cut ties with Jaden Ivey. I don't know if you heard about this, that he was a former lottery pick, and he went on a rant about the LGBTQ, the alphabet people. And he's not Dave Chappelle, so you cannot pull this off, Jaden Ivey, and you're averaging 8 points a game. So they just cut him. He's a religious fanatic, and he just, we all have jokes, and it's funny to talk about him. Unfortunately, when you're an NBA player, shut your fucking mouth.
If he's a religious fanatic, he wasn't kidding.
But who cares what he thinks about it anyway? And why does he care? Just make your millions of fucking dollars, play basketball, and shut the fuck up. We can talk about it. We're on air 20 hours a week. I gotta fill the air time, bro. He doesn't fill any air time.
I'm just saying principles,
Yeah, he's an idiot. He's an idiot.
Is he? I mean,
he just got released from the Bulls. How'd that work out for him? He's not going to change these people.
When people do that, who stick up for their religious beliefs, a lot of times get picked up in other areas and they move on with themselves, aka Jason Whitlock.
Yeah, well, I don't think he's well spoken enough.
He's doing fine for himself without ESPN.
Yeah, so Ivy's an idiot. He can't speak on any platform. That guy's a moron. Anyway, Story, Puka Nacua. What is your Puka take? Are you worried? I posed the question earlier about early best balls. Currently, he's going Jamar Chase 3, Puka 4. Those guys are 3 and 4, then JSN 5. Would you take JSN over Puka now, just to kind of hedge your bets because he might get suspended?
No, I wouldn't. I do. That passing game, I think, is going to be a little more distributed in Seattle. So I kind of worry about JSN's volume. Puka is he's weird. He's a weird dude, but it doesn't really, none of the stuff is, where there's smoke, there's fire. I get it, but none of the stuff is terribly concerning. This seems to be a he said, she said situation. Did get a little rough and, was consensual at the time, whatever. I'm not worried about Puka right now. What I do think, though, that this might change some things in the Rams' mind. They got the Falcons' first-round pick. Does this make it more likely that they grab one of the top guys in the draft as insurance? Sean McVay's not stupid. By the way, did you see him with his aviators on TV today? Looking all fresh and clean, and he's got the beard. So for me, I'm interested to see where Mekhi Lemon ends up or Jordan Tyson. Because I think Tate will be gone by then. But
Mekhi Lemon is such a Rams player, but they have been comped. They have been mocked Omar Cooper a bunch, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I feel like he's the best of the rest, if that makes sense. But in terms of Puka, real quick story. I don't know if you read the whole article. They're not denying the biting. The lawyer admitted that he bit her, and the fact is they're admitting biting. They're admitting the bite.
Can I ask you something? Listen, wait.
What, you didn't ask him about the car?
No, I couldn't. His cab pulled away, but he did, however, make an impression on me. Look.
What?
His tooth marks, he bit me.
John Voight bit you? Well, what is he, a vampire?
I was literally about to ask, do we have a
great clip
Kramer John Voight situation? Thank you for playing that, because literally the next words out of my mouth, if I had a second, was me yeah, that's awesome.
Well, I compared it to early on. I compared it to Ted Bundy, because Ted Bundy, what was the nail in his coffin was the bite marks on his victims, and they matched up the teeth. So maybe this chick's lawyer is gonna fucking match up the bite marks, and if Puka has some noticeable teeth, he might be not getting locked up, obviously, but the NFL, if there's footage of this, which hasn't been released like that, how the NFL is a footage story. They're just fuck it. You're fucking suspended, bro.
So I don't think that this rises to the level of suspension, but this is now a pattern. Once is an occurrence, twice is a pattern. That's so again, I'm not worried about him yet from a fantasy perspective. I think the Rams are probably going to, at the very least, they're drafting some wide receiver. They need to draft a wide receiver anyway.
The pattern thing is curious, because if there's no punishment for this. Like now you had, the podcast appearance at the end of last year. Now you have this multiple anti-Semitic stuff, which they're not going to take kindly towards. And then you have the injury issues. So now there's some red flags with Puka already. Like I was already, a little bit, and I love him. His production's unreal. And Matt Stafford, 1 more year, 2 more years, whatever. But like now you have this whole other thing looming, and whether nothing happens this year, like the fact that it could happen down the road. And if he does one more thing, they're just going to say, fuck, this guy needs to have a slap on the wrist, which is 2 or 3 games, but 2 or 3 games is enough for me to put JSN over him. I already have Jamar Chase over him. And then now you're looking at CeeDee Lamb. Like there's no question marks with CeeDee Lamb or JSN. Like those dudes are essentially squeaky clean. So I'm not worried about that. We got Jason in the chat. What's going on, boys? Blake, how you been? How you been, Jason? Jason got his 36 holes on Saturday. Maybe he met someone with a colonoscopy bag, which is his favorites. Ray, we had a funny colonoscopy story with the guy we got paired up with, right? Remember you you're like, I think that guy has a colonoscopy bag. And I reminded me of the clip from Curb Your Enthusiasm where Steve Buscemi is trying to sell him the car that stinks. And he's like, yeah, I think he made a colonoscopy bag joke. And the guy like was offended. And he bought the car just because he thought he offended him. He ended up not having a bag.
I mean, I'm not to be an asshole, but like the dude had like a box looking, what do you call it? A fanny pack under his golf shirt. So
that might have been it. Yeah. Jonathan Puka's just chomping at the bit to get the season started. That's right. He's just,
Yeah, here. That's all it's gonna be this year. Can't wait. The
only better thing would be if Dan Campbell actually bit a chick in the kneecaps because of his original quote. You had you had Liam Cohen saying Duval, like Dan Campbell's like memorable quote was, "We're gonna bite motherfuckers' kneecaps." So like Dan Campbell just going around biting people in the kneecaps. And at least it would be on brand, right?
What if it would have been like one of the only, or like if the head trainer for the Lions was a woman and just bit her kneecap?
Yeah, frame Dan Campbell. Be like, well, you know who did it? The kneecaps have been bitten. No one in the history of the world's ever bitten someone's kneecap.
So we're going to
the area.
Olympic style cover up of the 90s. Got it.
This was the bite was on the back of this woman, right? Is that correct?
Shoulder? I think shoulder, back.
Oh,
okay.
Like that. So if it was on the back, he should contact Peyton Manning right away and be like, "Hey, I need some advice. What do I do here? How did you get away squeaky clean?"
Well, here's the thing: he will get away squeaky clean because if it's on her back, if it's on her back,
Tennessee with a trainer, if you remember.
Let's be real. That means
he was. I don't remember. Yeah.
On the back end and just bit her because she's kinky, and then things went down south.
Because hold on, this was not a sexual encounter, right? This was in public. They were horse playing. Oh, he just bit her, yeah, just like randomly bit her, like that. That's why the clip, the John Voight Seinfeld,
because that means that's much more of a fucking idiot.
Maybe that bitch was trying to take his cab, or his Uber, and he's like, no.
Hey,
my
maybe she called him some dumb spam eater. I don't know. Whatever. I don't even know nationality he really is. He looks a lot of different things, but
he's Hawaiian.
So that's a spam eater. There you go. I was right. I thought he was Hawaiian. There. I under spam eater, and he was like, "What do you say about my spam?"
This stuff started when he cut his hair. I wonder if there's a correlation there.
The flow
was Puka one of those people that live on the Avatar planet? What planet is that called again? The Avatar Pandora.
Pandora. Yeah.
Pandora. I think he's from Pandora. I think that's the problem with all this. Is he's in a different land. He doesn't know what to act.
So.
Yeah. By the way, Puka's not strictly Hawaiian. He's like.
I know.
Hawaiian, German,
Portuguese. I know he's very lowy. It's low Hawaiian.
The Portuguese waitress, or the Portuguese cleaning woman. Blake says the clip of Dan Hurley going head to head with a ref yesterday is all time. Did you guys see this? I did not see this.
No, I didn't. I wasn't in a position to watch the game.
So many things of that entire game were next level greatness. I mean, I'm saying besides the ending, just like everything, like. Basically the second half. The first half was a blowout. Second half was, that's why you watch the March Madness tournament.
It's definitely a money grab. That's the thing. And my first thing, I know it wasn't a sexual encounter, it's always a Trevor Bauer thing. And Trevor Bauer is still not in the MLB, guys. And he got caught, $200 million he got taken away from him for something he did not do. And the ironic thing is the very first episode of this show, 5 years ago now, it was almost 5 years ago, 5 years in July. It was right when Trevor Bauer came out. And it was before it was when like the reports came out, and I was on record saying that like I hesitate to trust the victim because of all the things that happened, the Duke lacrosse thing in particular. And then of course, lo and behold, Trevor Bauer is 100% innocent. That bitch was a fucking fraud and literally chasing money. And you know what? If we're going to punish these guys and incarcerate some people for being innocent, we need to, if it comes out that these people are lying and grabbing money, they need to go to jail because they're fucking with people's careers, their reputations. Like they're possibly there's litigation involved. Like,
so hey,
we need to put our hammer down.
So how about this? Even and I'm 1,000,000% on board with that, Rob. Especially like the women who like, you know, if you said like, you know, false rape accusations, all that. What about these judges that are letting out 40 time, you know, convicted, you know, not even felons, just arrestees and many felons and all this shit, and then they go kill people? Why shouldn't the judges be held accountable? It's the same thing if a teenager takes their, you know, parents' gun and kills kids in their school. Same difference if somebody if a bartender overserves somebody and they drink and drive and kill someone. Why are these judges? It's the same difference. All I'm saying, it's just another thing. Like, why are these people? There's certain things. It's just, you know, pick and choose. It's a cherry picking situation. It pisses me off.
Joe Paterno, like allowing Sandusky to continue his reign of terror over these children when he knew, but he didn't want the pushback from the community and like the penalties of the school. And Joe Pa just played the I'm an old man. Like, yeah. I don't know. Anyway, Rotten Sex Hog. Look at this name, Rotten Sex Hog. What's your cup size? It's medium because I like it to be snug down there. I don't want to have a baggy cup that pinches your nutsack.
I think you're talking about me.
Jonathan. Oh, what's your cup size? We had a discussion this. I also was on record saying I would come on those titties if I didn't know it was Ray's. They're bees. Say bees, right?
Rotten Sex.
Rotten Sex. That's a great name. I appreciate your comment. Jonathan says, any input on Dan Orlovsky getting roasted on the Pat show, trying to say Ty Simpson is the best quarterback in the draft and Mendoza hasn't played in any big games. That's one thing, guys. But he also said that he thinks Ty Simpson's like an all-time elite prospect. The story, did you hear this? Like, he would take him over prime Tom Brady, which is not Tom Brady out of the draft, who was a 6th-round pick. Prime Tom Brady.
No, I didn't hear this quote.
But here's the thing. Are we not? I mean, we know Dan Orlovsky, Ryan Clark, Max Wright, right? That's his name?
Yeah.
The long hair, the big nose guy. And then and then there's one other dude.
Nick Wright.
And then, I said Nick Wright. I thought I was right. And then
you said Max Wright. You were thinking of Max Kellerman. He was similar too.
Yes, thank you. But they're both bad. But yeah, Nick Wright. And then Nick or is it Sam? I think it was like Sam Acho, but it's like something else, some other guy like that. It's his brother or something. I don't know. Nonetheless, these guys are just paid to purposely give these shitty fucking, because we're talking about they won, Jonathan. We're talking about it.
Yeah,
this is just fucking stupid. Like, what the fuck are we even talking about? Mendoza not playing any big games. Pretty sure that's all I watched him play at the end of his career there. So
Mendoza.
Storey, you're the college guy. This is absolutely insane, right? You're not a Ty Simpson fan?
I'm not a huge Ty Simpson fan. He's got a lot of like mechanics issues that need to I project him going to Seattle. I really think that they are looking for the next go. So Seattle is a perfect landing spot with McDonald up there. But I don't think he's going to be. I don't think he's going to be a star in this league.
Sam Darnold just can't catch a break. They're just going to draft Ty Simpson. Mendoza's a village slut. The bicycle just getting passed around. Like, yeah, Miles is really into the Ty Simpson to the Cardinals, which makes a lot of sense because they have Brissett. The Jets would be an option too because Geno and Brissett are both the same player, right?
Yeah. That's what I was sort of thinking of the Jets.
This is a good comment from Dakota. Nick Wrong, instead of Nick Wright. Miles says, my grapefruits are massive. No covering can contain their girth and acidity. Oh, and there's liking Ty Simpson, and there's a payola. Is he calling him what is a payola? A crayon? A Crayola? Maybe he's trying to say? I know that. Thank you, Storey. Miles a big Ty Simpson fan. You know what? He's warmed me to him. I watched some of this stuff, and he's a pretty quick processor, and I'm a Drew Aller fan who is a total project. But like the reason I like Drew Aller is because after Mendoza, it's all shit and it's all projecting and they're all projects. They all need like 1 year to sit. Maybe Ty can play this year, but like, give me the guy that's 6'5", 240 with a rocket arm that has a quick release. Like that could be worked with. Where a guy like Carson Beck or Nutmeyer is it?
Yeah,
from LSU.
Nussmeier.
Nussmeier. I call him Nutmeyer, but
yeah, I am not a Drew Aller fan at all. He had a great junior year, but I mean, and I know last year was he lost most of the season due to an ankle injury, but he looked like he took a step back his senior year versus the
he did.
Yeah, I mean, again, he lost what 8 games, 9 games.
Let me ask you this, Story. Would you rather have Ty Simpson at 15 overall, or would you rather have Drew Aller in the middle of the 3rd round? You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's baking in for me. Like,
no, I do, and I would rather have Ty Simpson at 15 overall. Ty Simpson,
really?
Drew Aller is going to be trying to think of a good comparison. I don't want to call him Max Brosmer because it's not that bad, but I'll think of a good comparison. He's a big dude. Like he's got he can chuck the ball downfield. He's got a big arm, but like he's not an NFL caliber quarterback.
So, hey, Rob, real quick, I just want to let you know, I just looked up what is payola, the word.
Yeah, what is it?
It says, payola is the illegal practice of secretly paying radio stations or DJs to play specific songs without disclosing the payment to the public. I don't know. So it makes sense with him and his radio background with stories. So, or some
Dakota Blake, I understand Drew Aller's film isn't great. Neither was Jackson Dart's in college. You know, Jackson Dart at Ole Miss was not great. And like, I know he was a one-off. He was the one-off where Will Levis and all these other guys were more, that's what you expect when they come in the pros, they could just suck. But when you have that size and he's athletic enough, I know his 40 time isn't great, but he's 80% of Drew Lock athletically, I want to say, at least from what I've seen. And he's bigger. Like that can cover up a lot of the weaknesses, and it's a project, and it's a bad quarterback class. So I'm going to shoot for the moon. I don't think there's any world Ty Simpson, his frame, and his lack of starting experience, 1 year starting, that is a death knell, dude, for these quarterbacks typically. So like I'm not touching that guy in the 1st round, and in a 3rd round, I feel like that's a perfect spot for a guy that has that size, that arm talent, like. He needs to go to the right spot. But again, all these guys have to go to the right spot. And you know what's not the right spot? The Jets. For any of these guys. If Mendoza went to the Jets, he would suck. We all agree?
Yes.
Ray would be okay with the Jets because you know what Ray would do? He would just be like King of the Hill, fucking Bill, when he just the bulldozer. You just fucking run through those guys. And bulldozer.
Wait, that's the bulldozer. That's the bulldozer. That's because that's the bulldozer. Classic.
Miles, tomorrow's preview argument: Aller equals Daniel Jones. Well, hey, that's actually really good comparison for me since I like Drew Aller because Daniel Jones was a 7th overall pick, and is that a decent career? I mean, it also was with the Giants, but we'd say Daniel Jones has been a fair draft pick at that spot, even though he was booed and it seemed at the time like an awful draft pick out of Duke. Been fine. I mean, he got a giant contract. He's got 2 giant contracts, guys.
Yeah, I mean, certainly unexpected career resurgence. He was never like he had these moments in New York, but that was a big pick. Like top 10 overall is a massive pick to take a swing on a guy out of Duke who's got a kind of a wonky production profile.
Kind of looks like a dumbass too, doesn't it? Like my Erica always says this. She's like, Daniel Jones looks kind of like Simple Jack a little bit.
Dude, Simple Jack.
That's just an insult. I mean, he doesn't look slow. I'm sorry. Not that like there's plenty of people we can point out that look slower than him. For one,
so Miles really high on the Jets. No, Jets O-line is good. Breece Hall and Braylon Allen are good. Wilson, Ednei, Mitchell, Mason Taylor, of course, and Chris Basil in round 2. I'm not talking about the players. I'm talking about the Jets as an organization and Aaron Glenn and the front office. And like, it hasn't happened. I have faith with the trades they made, the capital they have, but like, it's an uphill battle. And here's the point. It's like, you can have all the draft picks you want in the world. If you're taking the wrong guys and you can't develop guys, which is the Jets' biggest problem, specifically at quarterback, let's go through the list is gross. Like Geno Smith was the first, right? Geno, fucking the MILF hunter, right?
Mark
Zach Wilson.
Sanchez.
Oh, Zach Wilson, yeah.
Mark Sanchez.
And he was before them, yeah. And then Zach Wilson. I mean, they had the Jets, the Browns, the Bears, the Cardinals, the Jaguars, the Titans,
The
Houston, the Raiders, all those teams up until the Bears now with Caleb. I mean, all those teams have had just completely in and out quarterbacks for the last 20 years combined. Literally all of them. Like there's been a random Derek Carr.
Because Ralph is right. The Jets O-line is improved, and Gino was in a bad situation last year. The Raiders organization, all right, so you had Pete Carroll, and you had Pete Carroll's son. You had, what's his name from Oregon, not even calling plays. You had Brock Bauer missing for a good chunk of the year, and you don't really have any other
You had Jacoby Myers, who is frustrated and wanted to get out, and got out.
So Gino looked bad, but I don't know that you can put that all on him, especially with how he looked in Seattle the year prior.
Yeah, agreed. Jason says Ty Simpson reminds me of Jimmy Clausen. That is not a good player comp. And Jimmy Clausen,
that's just disrespect.
It's a good comp. It is a good comp, though. I'm saying it's not a good player comp if you're a Ty Simpson fan. It's a good player comp for the situation because Jimmy Clausen, I think he had more than 1 year starting experience, but it was a winner at Notre Dame, right? Like he was good at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
But didn't he go 1-11 as a starter? It was the worst, one of the worst besides the Browns guy. Deshaun Kaiser. Deshaun Kaiser has the all-time worst run as a starting quarterback. But he was never ready. But Jimmy Clausen was a bum.
Is that true?
Wait, how did Jamarcus Russell not have a worse run than that?
That's
because Jamarcus Russell didn't start enough games.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Deshaun Kaiser, remember the year they went 0-16 under Hugh Jackson? That was Deshaun Kaiser started all of those games. So Deshaun Kaiser, you can look it up. He was 2-25 or something. Jimmy Clausen, I believe, was 1-11. So I think that Jamarcus Russell won a few games.
He lost a lot.
When I say a few, 2 or 3. He also made a lot of buffets go broke. That dude destroyed
with a minimum of 20 games, worst career win percentage by NFL QBs. Jimmy Clausen is at the top of the list.
1-11?
No, 0.048 win percentage.
That's 1-20, dude. Holy shit, that's 1-20. 1-21. I think it's 1-21, if I'm not mistaken. My math's pretty good.
Yeah.
Those Bears games are involved with that, baby. Gotta love it.
Ryan Leaf's on this list. Josh Rosen is on this list. Tyler Thigpen, that's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Thigpen.
Is Deshaun Kaiser on there?
I'm looking. Will Levis is on the list. No, Deshaun Kaiser's not on the list.
No shit, dude. Yeah. What? I mean, can you look up it? Can you go to Pro Football Reference and look at his career record for me while I do this comment? Miles says Jets have no shot to draft a quarterback next year. It's now or diddly squat. I would partially agree with you, Mouth, because they might win 5 or 6 games this year with the veterans they had on defense, but they have that other second round. They have the other first round pick from the Colts, and the Colts may not be great this year, so they have the capital to move up, right? They're probably not going to be in the top 5, top 3. Just based on their record, but they're going to have, a top 10 pick most likely from their own capital and maybe a top 15 pick from the Colts, as well as another second round pick. So yeah, they're not going to have, and there's also this next year's draft, 2027 might go 7 deep, 6 deep, 5 deep at quarterback, similar to what we saw 2 years ago in the Caleb and Jaden Daniels draft. There was it 6 first round quarterbacks and then no one until the 3rd round. So I know. JJ McCarthy shouldn't have been a first-round quarterback. If Wally's in here, I apologize for that. Dakota with a kind comment. Rob knows his shit, guys. Don't question the goats. Thank you. Here it is. Kaiser's 0-15 from Blake, the media manager of the channel. Again, shout out Blake for making the graphics here for our all-time movie list we're about to do and just being an awesome dude. 0-15, so he didn't qualify for the 20 start thing story. Right. 0-15 is I mean, what's worse, 1-21 or 0-15? At least Clausen won a game. Right?
Rob, if I may, okay, it may be not that bad, but it's still pretty bad. Fucking little Nicky when the tranny is dancing because you're all going to hell, and then it cuts over to that guy dancing. Ooh, all right. He's like, okay, hell may be bad, but it may be not that bad, but still pretty bad.
I forgot that Deshaun Kaiser was on the Packers for the end of the regular season in his rookie year.
Yep, that's right. Forgot about that too.
Dude, the Packers love taking like these reclamation scrambling quarterbacks as their second, like they're tied to Anthony Richardson now. Pretty smart.
Yes.
Dakota said, Ray, did little Nicky come out when you were 9?
I mean, I was born in 91, so early 91. January 9th is my birthday, so
I think it's 98. And by the way, no, Clausen was 1-13. So Kaiser is worse. So I was right on the Kaiser thing, and they're both suck. And I would say that was a great comment by Jason, because that is a scary comp, and that's I'm not saying that's a likely comp, but like I feel like that's a nice low end comp for a guy like Ty Simpson.
No,
undersized, right? That's the best arm strength. But dude, a guy like Dan Orlovsky was probably touting Jimmy Clausen if he had a job. He didn't have the job back then. But
little no arm and great accuracy. He
Chad Pennington was 6'6" though.
This is weird. So
was he really that big?
Games played. I guess
that makes a lot more sense.
I guess this would be games start. Like, why would he be 13? Why would he be on this list of 20 minimum? I guess it would be games played, not
that's
games
weird.
Started. 13 is a start.
Again, loving Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson is a general surgeon in college. If he can carry that in the NFL, I love the mindset dude has, and has enough athletic skill to make divisions happen. Unfortunately for Ty Simpson, the last thing I'll say about him is the history of guys that have one season of starting experience. I'm not going to compare him to Anthony Richardson, but I'm about to. So I am going to compare him to Anthony Richardson. 1 year in college, like that's just not enough time. Like the guys that have succeeded, we always bitch about we don't want these old quarterbacks, but look at a guy like Bo Nix, right? 5 years, and he came in ready to play. Even Caleb was rough his rookie year, and that was partially the system and the talent, but like didn't have a lot of experience.
He still sucks.
Oh Jesus!
Now, real quick, just the last thing here. If we're going to talk about, if you're going to compare Ty Simpson to whoever the hell you just compared him to, that is clearly not a brain surgeon prior to
Anthony Richardson.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Anthony Richardson is he ain't no general surgeon, my friend. So I'm going to go with a more intelligent person with 1 year, talent to possibly have a better outcome is what I'll leave that at. Obviously, Anthony Richardson had a all-time combine. He is an all-time athlete to play quarterback. So I will give him
Ty Simpson from Blake. Ty Simpson's biggest issue at Bama was they had no run game. He was forced to throw at times. He tried to put too much on his shoulders. What I saw, what was it? Bam Miller was the running back there. Story.
He broke his college.
I don't know. That guy disappeared.
He didn't start playing until like week 7 or 8, and he was wholly ineffective. He was not what he was supposed to be. But Daniel Hill filled in admirably, I would say. I wouldn't say that they had no run game. They could not get any production on the ground towards the end of the season. But Jam Miller was supposed to be the guy, and he didn't even start playing until like week 8 because of the
injuries though. Ty Simpson was injured. Clearly, South Carolina game, I believe it was week 7, week 8. So it was a tale of two halves health-wise, and the numbers bear that out. But I don't like to always just say and just be like, it's not always a 1-to-1 correlation, right? Just because he was hurt, like I like to think that, and I think the kid's competitive, and that's why he played through it, because he didn't have a lot on film, and he only played. That was his only starting year. So I mean, either way, it's a very polarizing pick in a draft that seems to be pretty boring, right?
That's why.
Yeah,
it's just
I will say, like, the decision making, Ty Simpson's decision making is very good, as evidenced by his pretty high touchdown to interception ratio. Right, he only had like 5 or 6 picks last year, almost 30 touchdowns through the air. But there's a lot of things that defenders are going to exploit at the next level if he doesn't clean some things up.
So real quick story. How would you compare this rise to Mitch Trubisky's rise? If, we didn't have a Ryan Pace that was just clearly going road to suck his dong off and make him the second overall pick for no fucking reason.
Good call.
First of all, hilarious.
And Story, this is the worst part. I went to Eastern Illinois and I joined the fraternity Sigma Chi. That is where Ryan Pace went to school, joined the same fraternity. So when he got hired, I was like, "Oh, look at this!" And then he made that decision. He's like, "Oh, well, there's that education right there."
Right.
Fuck myself.
What fraternity or what university?
Eastern Illinois, where Mike Shanahan and Sean Payton and Mike Zimmer and all those guys went.
I mean, so it's interesting. Ty Simpson was 4 years in the league. He didn't have barely any production up until last year, and he just absolutely exploded. Trubisky had virtually no. He was 3 years in the league, and his season kind of also came out of nowhere. But he did have a little bit because he had like 500 yards the 2 prior seasons, so he had some experience. Ty Simpson threw the ball 30 times prior to. So it's
that's what I'm just asking because I just remember when Trubisky came out of nowhere, and I remember the Bears needed a quarterback. I'm like, please, for the love of God, do not pick this UNC fucking dude who just came out of nowhere. Never heard fucking shit about this guy during the regular season and the playoffs, anything. And they did, and well, here we are.
I mean, similar to interception ratio, similar issues coming out of college. It'd be nice if teams could not keep. Anyway, doesn't matter.
It's quarterbacks, right? They always reach. But I would say this: it wasn't as bad as Trey Lance. Trey Lance was a worse situation for the Niners, and they got lucky with Brock Purdy, and now it seemed it worked out for us, but it took 3 or 4 years. I got to shout out Downtown Sports and Mouth South, guys. They are now on YouTube, gentlemen. So I'm going to post the link every single Tuesday for their YouTube channel, or just search Downtown Sports. There's 4 different downtown fucking sports on there. Well, I will get you the right one. Subscribe to them, check them out. They got video now every single Tuesday night. Mouth and Beast host a great show where sports come home as well. If you want to listen on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, on there as well. But link in the description for the I think that is Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Downtown Sports, gentlemen, and you'll get it all in the Discord.
Downtown Sports coming at you.
Mouth, even when injured, he showed he could be effective. When he was hurt, 8 TDs, 4 picks. He became average instead of bad, which is good. This means a lot to me versus him being healthy and running up stats.
Who we talking?
That also kind of shows Ty Simpson. This kind of shows his mental fortitude, right? Yeah, I mean it's a Ty Simpson deep dive right now. And again, Tuesday night, guys, tomorrow night you can tune into this show for Mouth South to come on our kind of premiere of Downtown Fanatics. We're gonna do a 4-set series. Because Storey's in and out of town. You're going to still see him a lot doing some draft coverage, but Mouth knows his shit, and he also loves Ty Simpson. So we're going to argue about Ty Simpson a little bit. I'm warming. I'm not all the way warm, though. But I do like the playing through injury, and you know what? The numbers weren't great, but they were still winning games. They still went to the college football playoff, right?
Who? Alabama?
Yeah, didn't they?
Yes.
Or did they miss it?
Well, there was a bit Alabama. There was a big controversy about Alabama getting in. They did make the playoffs. Yes, they certainly didn't reach their expectations.
No, but I mean, making it there with an injured quarterback, and obviously didn't have a lot of help. This was not our typical Alabama team. Just to Ty Simpson, the strength of him is Ryan Williams disappeared. What happened to him? He was gone. I loved Ryan Williams and Jeremiah Smith were neck and neck coming out of high school, and then Jeremiah Smith's Julio Jones now, and Ryan and what the hell is going on Ryan Williams? I'm gonna take him next year in rookie drafts. I feel like he's gonna be it's a good spot for him, right? Still have hope for him.
A lot of the problem with Ryan Williams was due to the inconsistency with Ty Simpson and his inability to get the ball downfield in the appropriate spots. He tended to play hero ball when things broke down, and Ryan Williams is very much a technician. So it didn't, so where would he jive then? Where would, I'm trying to think who he jive with in today's NFL? Justin Jefferson. He would jive really well with Justin Jefferson. Ty Simpson would actually, but we'll see.
Too bad Kyler's there. They don't have room for another small quarterback. He's not that small. Furious likes Ty Simpson. Being a processor is easily the most important thing to me. It is, but it's also one of the hardest things to equate to film, right? Processing in college is not processing in the pros. I mean, it's not even close. And
night and day.
It's the same as, you see guys that are good contested catch guys in college for receivers. I know it's not the same 1-to-1, but it doesn't always equate, right? It's just guys are faster, they close faster. Defenses are much more elaborate. And there's also just every level, man, you have less time. And I'm a little worried about Mendoza. We're gonna get all in this tomorrow though, guys, because that's the football show. We have to get into our movie lists, which what we're here for, and we'll still answer some questions along the way for y'all. Let's get one last comment from Blake. Ty Simpson only threw 5 picks, 28 touchdowns, 3,600 yards almost. As a team, they rushed for 1,500 yards. Leading rusher was Jam Miller at 504. That's gross.
Okay. So numbers. What do we care about? Why do we care about this? Is the SEC. Yeah. It's a fucking passing conference now. Just because Jam Miller didn't live up to expectations, and 500 yards in college is not, obviously not great, but over the short span that he played is, that's fine. but it's the SEC. It's Ryan Williams. Like, you should be able to produce with that team around you and with the coaching staff that you have, not just like, oh, there's no rushing game. It's not. This is not the old SEC. This is not the old Big Ten. Big Ten's still kind of like that, but the SEC is very much a passing league now. You got to be able to.
Storey. I love it.
Between that and Muhammad.
Why the fuck would it be between that and Muhammad? Why don't you just pick a common name like a normal person?
Muhammad is the most commonly used name on earth. Read a fucking book for one.
No, I mean, he's not wrong, though, because it's the same shit what you're just talking about, though, with what we were talking about, how quarterbacks are not ready going into the NFL. Literally, what do quarterbacks do in college? They get the play, they get to the huddle, tell the play, look to the sideline, look at all the stupid fucking signs, and know what they know what whatever the fuck they're looking for, meaning they know the progression of that particular play, what they need to do. They can't read defenses. That is literally exactly what happened with Caleb Williams. You know, Storey, you can say he sucks all you want, leg my maw, but I'm just saying in general, last year, like 2 years ago, his rookie year, compared to this last year, him reading defenses, playing under center, understanding how to play quarterback in the NFL was night and fucking day compared to what he came out as a rookie, especially when he had fucking Shane Waldron and Matt LaFleur and Thomas Brown. Like, this is a joke. But in general, that's in most quarterbacks. Unless you're somebody like Bo Nix, who had, didn't he have almost like 30 starts in college, which is like elite numbers, or like high 20s, like 25.
More than that. He had like 50 starts, bro.
Was it? Okay, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, I don't remember that. Yeah,
he was a compiler. Rob, did you say that you're going to draft Ryan Williams? You're talking next year, right?
Yeah, next year.
Yeah, next year. I would draft him now if I could, man. I would draft him now. Miles says, okay, the rest of you need to send some supers. I want to draft. Send supers. I want to do best ball with Rob using my NBA fantasy winnings. Miles keeps on winning NBA fantasy winnings. I do owe a beer chug for the donation. GT, thank you for your $1 donation. And then we're going to hit you guys with the intro, and we're going to get to movie top 5 acting performances of all time. All 5 of our list. Storey, you've been looking forward to this one for a while, right?
Yeah, I bailed on you guys last week, but I am excited for this. Chug.
All right. Sweet. Here comes the intro, and then on to the list. All right. You don't want to be a biter.
Outstanding.
Okay.
Outstanding on both of those.
Thank you. You know, I do a pretty bang-up job in the show. As you can't tell, it's March, and we still have a lot of our loyal listeners tuning in every single night, depending on regardless of the topic. And it's not just because of me. I'm okay. It's because of you awesome guests, and then also just because of me. Actually, fuck it. It's not because of you guys. It's because of me. So
can you just... We already have a problem here. I'm just looking at Mouse' first comment here, and it's just not quite right.
Is he trolling us? He's got to be trolling us, right?
I would hope.
Yeah, he's meaning Daniel Day-Lewis. Jim Carrey 23. That's an interesting one.
That is a good one.
Rob just complains everyone takes his players because we don't let guys fall 2 rounds to give him value. No, only when I don't get them at ADP and they're obscure players. And only you guys know I take.
Dakota,
I'm just kidding.
You call them out. You know, yeah.
It's part of the thing. You got to get pissed. No, it's just Mason Taylor. Don't take Mason Taylor and Trey Harris and guys I love and those
and
guys
this guy and that guy. My whole
Keyshawn Booty, all the late guys that I love that I reach on, and they're reaching farther for them. It's fine. You know, sometimes it works out because last year a lot of people were reaching on Justin Fields, which was my guy, one of my rare misses we had, Storey, both of us, and it ended up being a good thing. But you know what? My best teams were the Justin Fields teams because I ended up with Matt Stafford and Trevor Lawrence and all those teams. So it actually worked out well. You always take
both of our leagues, Rob.
You did. Yeah. Did you? You won one of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't let guys.
The one that ended that I will start up myself.
Yeah, I got caught up complaining, and I got auto drafted to us. So that was like it was like a dick in my fucking ass, bro. And I already had Jaden Daniels and Caleb. I already had 2 good quarterbacks. All right, let's get to our list. Before we let's get to Miles' comment about Downtown Fanatics here. Tomorrow, the premiere of Downtown Fanatics on the last day to get in the Patreon at the 2025 for low prices. After the Tuesday show, the prices go up. Don't be an April Fool. April Fool's is in 2 days. And that is very accurate, guys. Last time before they do go up, if you want to get into the original pricing point before next year, all you guys that are in, it's not going to go up for you. You're locked in for life, my dudes. Never going to change for you guys. We appreciate you and all the people in here. I do appreciate everyone. Dynasty startup coming up soon, guys. I'm starting the group chat here in a couple days. We're going to vote on everything, platform, payouts, rosters, scoring, you name it. Super excited. Besides just supporting us, access to the Discord, community fantasy leagues. Like I mentioned the Dynasty. We're also going to have 5 or 6, as many as you guys want, of redraft leagues. Guest appearances in the pod. Shout out to Mouth, who's coming on tomorrow. Shout out to Dakota, who's on Saturday, who was awesome. Free merchandise giveaways. We have shirts now. Story, I got to get you his shirts. As you see, Ray's wearing a shirt. This is all kind of new for you. We got shirts. And access to the bets, guys. These bets right here, 96 and 58 last year, 4 straight winning years. Beyond just winning years, we don't just barely win. We really take Vegas, lube them up, and just pound them. That's what we want to do. Usually Vegas pounds us, not on this channel, baby. So professionalfanatics.com, link in the description. Go over to Patreon, hop in, get you in the Discord, join the community, all these awesome people. DM all of us, talk crap with us. Talk about Puka biting fucking people. Who's going to bite next? We get a fool for that. Anything you guys want to say about the movie, acting, performance before we get into it? Story, do you have anything important that I know we all probably went a little chalkier than normal on these lists because you don't want to get too cute? I got a little cute.
I don't think I got too cute. I think I went extremely chalky. This one was tough, though. Like, how can you... Like, one guy could have multiple roles but you don't want to put the same guy on there multiple. I mean, I think we know who we're talking about, but you don't want to put him on there multiple times. You want to kind of diversify. So these are, I think they're some of the best acting performances of all time. I would consider them top 10, certainly. Maybe a little bit of bias, some of my favorite performances in addition to. So just bear that in mind. But yeah, this one was very difficult.
All right. Before we get to it, we all have one honorable mention. I put one on for you guys. I want to shout out, since none of us probably have any comic actors in here, because it's hard for a comedic performance to be really up there with, your Daniel J. Lewis's or Tom Hanks. But I want to just throw a couple by you here that I was thinking of.
I wish you would have told me that. There are plenty, because I've told you this before. I think that playing comedy is just as impressive as drama, because the amount of times if it's actually that good, you're going to laugh your ass off as you're doing it. It's hard. You know what I mean? Like SNL, for instance, Story and Rob. Have you guys ever seen the Californians on SNL with Bill? It's Bill Hader, the guy from Portlandia, and
Fred Armisen
and Kristen Wiig. After I'll send it to you. Literally, Bill Hader cannot hold himself back because they just said, "What are you doing there, Stuart? Get out of here!" I'm just like talking like that. It's
fucking Stuart.
They do say it's easier for comedic actors to slip into dramatic roles or make that turn than dramatic actors trying to do comedy.
And that makes honestly a lot of sense. Honestly,
I would say versatility is pretty important. But like, can you consider like what's the best comedic performance of all time? Does that hold a candle to Daniel Day-Lewis in?
No,
right. That's the problem. So I want to bring up these two names and just in the spirit of the list. So Jim Carrey in Truman Show, which is kind of a hybrid. That's an honorable mention for me. And then a true comedy movie is Steve Carell in 40-Year-Old Virgin. Just because I was thinking of like, who else could have played this, right? Who else could have played that role that perfect? And it's a it's written awesome, but Steve Carell is so perfect for that role. And I was thinking that kind of deserves an honorable mention. You guys agree?
Yeah. I'm not a hugest fan of the 40-Year-Old Virgin. I think it's a good movie. I don't think it's like a mind-blowing comedy, but you're right that I don't know that another actor would have been able to do the job that he did. And then, Jim Carrey is his physical comedy is incredible, and him being able to pull it back for the role in the Truman Show is also good. But you do see some of that kind of come through when he's starting to lose it a little bit. He's like, "What are you talking about? Who are you talking to?" You know?
Yeah. I mean, I would say personally, I think 40-Year-Old Virgin is more of a rom-com, but it's like 20% rom, maybe 30% rom. 70% com. So it's not, in reality, it's not like Knocked Up is more of a rom-com, you know what I mean, than 40-Year-Old Virgin. They're both sort of the same when it comes to the amount of like comedy or romance. But nonetheless, moving on though, like, yes, that is a epic performance by him.
What do you guys think about Jim Carrey in 23? Have you guys seen that? It's a really wacky movie. I
have not seen it. I do know the premise, and I know it's extremely
it's very good.
But I don't know. I've never seen it.
Eternal Sunshine's really good too from him. And then
but
I think you're talking about this is not Sean Penn. You're talking about Daniel Day-Lewis, right? You're talking about There Will Be Blood.
Yeah, that's what. Am
I mistaken? That's
literally what I said. I'm like, he said something that is not so correct.
I think he's trolling us.
That's what I'm thinking.
No,
too.
I think he might just get him confused, or it's maybe another Sean Penn performance we might get to later. And then he has Jim Carrey in 23 as well. Those are his top performances. One other shout out that's kind of a joke I want to make is Bill Cosby. And it's not a movie, that's why I can't have an honorable mention. But the fact that he fooled all of us in the Cosby Show, it's a really good thing about it. It's a great acting because he was America's dad. I'm just telling you, like, he was loved and beloved and ripping all these other comics or just being raunchy, and like we all believed it. And like what ended up happening is the worst thing of all time, right? What do you got, Ray?
OJ, same difference.
OJ, terrible actor though. But
I'm saying Michael Jackson, even though the Epstein files seem to have cleared his name, thank God, just because seemed like he was a treasure, but nonetheless. Just all these just high icons that people, to your point, Rob, through all the years that you find out all these horrible things. Harvey Weinstein, dude, how many epic movies that we all know? And
all of them?
The movie is opening up.
All of them?
Yeah, the movie's opening up, and you just see his name all the fucking time, dude. You're just like, oh, okay. So these
the Weinstein Company, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Weinstein Corporation, whatever it is.
Correct.
Mouth, the I Drink Your Milkshake line, that is Daniel Day-Lewis. So I think you're confusing Sean Penn.
Milkshake. Yeah.
Ray loves Daniel Day-Lewis. He loves Triple D, or DDL. He likes Triple D too. So, all right, we're ready to get to our actual honorable mentions. And that's a good comment. This is right about Mr. Bill Cosby. You know what, Bill Cosby, go burn in fucking hell. All right. We are getting to the list. Honorable mentions here. Storey, you're going to love mine. You're going to love mine, Storey.
Okay.
So,
what do we got?
Storey's honorable mention is Hugh Jackman in Prisoners. Ray, Leonardo DiCaprio, Django Unchained, all-time performance, also one of our favorite movies. And I have Arnold Schwarzenegger, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, baby. We're going to start with stories with Hugh Jackman, and we're going to move down the line here with Ray second. What do you got, Storey, about Hugh Jackman, who I considered having in here for the Prestige, even though Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale are both great in that, but I didn't have it. It was close. Give me your Hugh Jackman Prisoners thoughts.
Yeah, Prisoners. If you haven't seen it, it's a really good movie. It's depressing, but it's a very good movie. I put this in here as a foil because I was thinking that you might include Jake Gyllenhaal on the list somewhere, and I want people to know that this Prisoners performance is not your typical Hugh Jackman performance. He changes himself physically. It's a really great performance emotionally. I'm not going to spoil anything about it if you haven't seen it, but it is 100% worth the watch. I also, when I was thinking about this today, I also want to make sure that I mentioned J.K. Simmons in Whiplash, because that is also a really good performance and one that you wouldn't consider like all-time acting, but it is a very, very good performance.
Epic.
All right,
if
Ray.
Seen both those movies,
Django, our favorite Quentin Tarantino, probably a top 10 favorite movie for me of all time. And then we love Leo and Calvin Candy. What can you say about Calvin Candy, dude?
Well, I'll say a couple of things about how epic. First off, how this movie, and more importantly, his performance. So, if you've never seen this movie, the N-word, it takes place in, I think it says 2 years prior to the Civil War. So it's in the height of all the slavery. Because it opens up with Christoph Waltz finding Jamie Foxx on a slave trade. And nonetheless, the N-word is used profusely throughout the entire movie. And point is that Leonardo DiCaprio went to Quentin Tarantino when the movie was made, when they were doing it, and basically asked Quentin Tarantino to completely change the movie, that he wanted Calvin Candy, who Leonardo DiCaprio played in this movie, to me more likable and not necessarily the hero, but maybe become the hero in the movie. By being a good, turning good-hearted slave trader. And Quentin Tarantino said, go fuck yourself, basically. No, you need to be the most evil, sadistic type of, plantation owner that we can think of. And so what I'm getting at is why this performance is so epic for me is, at the end, and I'm not going to say exactly what's going on, why they're there, but at the end of the movie, the main girl that is in the movie that Jamie Foxx is in love with, like, basically Calvin Candy, Leonardo DiCaprio, smashes his hand on the table that the dinner table they're at, and he cuts his hand. That's not supposed to happen. He actually cut his hand pretty badly, and he smears his cut, bloody hand all over the actress, the main actress in the movie, all over her face. She didn't know it was coming. No, like that was not in the script. It was just all off the cuff. They all kept it together, and the whole just being so evilly likable. Calvin Candy, like, oh hey, don't tear my heartstrings now. Like, dude.
Southern charm, and then the most evil. That evil. Switch that you're referring to of just how it's so calm, how chill. He talks about old Ben slices open, the old slave skull, talks about how they're inferior. And then, there's been a lot of lies told around this table today.
You take your hands off that turtle shell on that show table. Yeah. Oh, Buck Pooch is going to blow your head off. And that I can promise you.
All right. I had Arnold. So what do you got? You got one last point here?
No, just real quick. I just want to mention it's Kerry Washington is the actress who plays Broomhilda.
Thank you. Hey, Rob, just real quick, I just want to say my other honorable mentions, Jack Nicholson in general, Good Few Men, The Shining, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, just incredible performances by him in general, like such a legendary actor. And then Christian Bale in The Fighter, that was just a next level, sad, amazing acting performance by him. And Christian Bale in general, just an absolutely amazing actor.
Yeah, American Psycho. You can go down the list with Christian Bale. Also, like I mentioned, The Prestige.
Exactly.
It's hard to pick one or the other with him and Jackman. I would have gone Jackman just because he doesn't have the chops, because all the Wolverine stuff. Like he didn't have the quite the catalog that Christian Bale had. All right, I have Arnold. I know. Story. Are you? What do you think about this? Arnold Schwarzenegger in it. That's why it's an honorable mention. What do you think about this?
I mean, all-time acting performance. Come on.
Yes.
Like, help me out, and then I'll give you a rebuttal.
I'm going to help you out. Yeah. So this is why it's an honorable mention, because there's nobody else that could have played this role as well as him. I know you might think it's a simple role playing, being a machine, but the total lack of emotion that he shows. This is when he got to be, the original Terminator. He has like 17 lines, right? And he's literally just like a nothing in terms of acting. And this is after kindergarten. He's just got his chops, and then the growth that he shows in that movie, as he says the line early on that I'm a learning computer. I can learn some of the human emotions and kind of just that kind of thing. And then the interaction with John Connor, Edward Furlong, is just like the chill out, dick bag. Like just the shit he says, and it's just funny. At the end, he's like, I now know why you cry, but it's something I could never do. Like, dude, it's a great performance. He's one of one. Arnold's a one of one. And there's nobody you could put in that role. And this is why it's an honorable mention, not in my top 5. I just want to give him a shout out, that a guy that people laugh at his acting chops, and he got so much better from what we first saw in Pumping Iron, in Conan the Barbarian, and even Predator, right? Where it was a joke and it was one-liners. This was a legit performance in my mind, the best movie of all time, definitely the best action movie of all time. And he's funny. Arnold's fucking funny. He's even funny in this movie. And it's a world-class performance, if you ask me, just because nobody else, if you put any, Van Damme or any of these other major action stars, they would have fumbled the fucking bag, and he did not fumble this bag. That's why that movie lives on forever. I got you?
That was a lot of words. And it's still a Terminator performance. It's a good performance. He's a good actor. I'm not going to deny that. I think the humor is more so in the writing and the direction than it is in Arnold. Arnold's delivery, very good, very but come on, like all-time acting performances. All time. Like I think we need to calibrate a little bit.
That's why it's an honorable mention. Honorable mention. My list is better. Honorable mention. It gets better. I just wanted to shout out my guy, and I wanted to use this platform to give Arnie a little credit. Jonathan says James McAvoy, the movie My Son, is a good one for great acting. He purposely didn't read the script and acted the whole movie out based on reacting to two other actors using the script, and he only knew the premise.
Dude, I haven't seen that, but McAvoy is a great actor. Have you seen Split? His performance in Split is something to behold.
Yeah,
like that is
worthy of the list for sure.
Yeah, that one I can't remember that.
And honestly, as much as you guys may hate the, like superhero movies, him playing young Charles Xavier that Patrick Stewart played in the early X-Men movies, like I'm just saying, like him, he was like those movies made me like terribly written, some of the CGI, whatever, many things wrong with those movies. He himself was so good at acting in those movies. Like many of the greatest like scenes in those movies was because him and Michael Fassbender, both great, amazing actors who played Magneto and Professor Charles Xavier together, made basically anything good about those movies. Yeah, James McAvoy.
From Dennis here, Val Kilmer is Doc Holliday. If you don't like Tombstone, we can't be friends. Rip and pour one out for Val Kilmer. Rest in peace, my dude. And I love Val Kilmer. And also, I would say Val Kilmer in The Doors might be up there too, because his portrayal is so good. And the writing's great and all that too, but he is just so goddamn perfect as Jim Morrison. It's scary. Like he looks like him. It's like fucking spooky, man. And you know what? That timeline correlates when Val Kilmer kind of lost his mind, got all fat. And, he probably took that role a little too seriously. But all-time performance. If you have not seen The Doors, don't watch it with a female friend, because unless she's a freak and really weird, she's not going to like it, and you're probably not going to bang her.
And hey, real quick, Val Kilmer did get like throat cancer, right? That's why he died. Like that doesn't really help anything.
Yeah, but he had slowly lost his mind. But Val Kilmer, man. Also, shout out Heat Story. You love Heat. I love Heat. Val Kilmer with the long hair and Heat.
Top Gun. Come on.
All right, let's get on to the top fives, guys. Top fives. Here we go.
Here we go.
All right.
Here we fucking go.
Storey has Leo in The Wolf of Wall Street. Ray has Heath Ledger in Dark Knight, and I don't think Storey's gonna like this one either. But I have Kevin Spacey in American Beauty. He's not a fan of that movie, and none of us like Kevin Spacey the person. But that acting performance is amazing. So Ray, you can start us off with some Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight. Probably the best method acting of all time, taking the role very seriously and immersing yourself in it.
Yeah, I mean, when the Batman Begins came out, that was a good original take on Batman, just in general. But it was a fine movie, whatever, compared to those Val Kilmer, George Clooney, those movies for Batman prior to Keaton. It was a good movie. I mean, I still really like it, but Dark Knight took it to a new level because of Heath Ledger, and because just in general, he was a different Joker. Now, I grew up with the animated series with Adam Conroy, rest in peace, and Mark Hamill playing the Joker. And Mark Hamill, I personally think, is a phenomenal Joker, but that's animated. This really brought a whole new dimension to the psychoticness and the darkness of what the Joker is. And to your point with the method acting, that unfortunately took his life in the long run, which that just pretty much unfortunately explains itself. But when you just watch the movie, I mean, the way, especially here's the thing, everybody, like, he didn't break character. You just listen to any interviews around that movie, he didn't break character. And that's the whole thing. One of my favorite scenes ever acting was watching the Joker going into Bruce Wayne's dinner party, where he crashes it, where Bruce Wayne takes Harvey Dent to hide him, and Rachel's there with what's his name, the butler,
Alfred,
thank you. And so Michael Caine and Jackie Jill, or what's her name, what's her name,
Rachel.
Gyllenhaal. No, but who played Gyllenhaal's sister?
Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Maggie, thank you. They both were terrified of Heath Ledger's performance in that scene. Like literally, Michael Caine had lines in that scene, and he just didn't say anything because he was so freaked out by Heath Ledger's immersion into that character. And then Maggie Gyllenhaal didn't say anything either because she was like she did, but when he was grabbing her face and that whole thing, that was not in the script. That was not supposed to happen. So her reactions are straight up real. That was fear in her face, being like, "What the fuck is going on?" She was looking at Christopher Nolan, like when her eyes were shifting. Apparently, that's what she was doing. So, yeah.
So apparently,
Storey, you love
according
it,
to
right?
Ray, in order for you to be a good actor, you got to go off script, got to go off book, right?
Yes, of course.
He does love that. This is also really close to home to you, Storey, because you love The Dark Knight and the performance is unmatched. I mean, it would have been on all of our lists. I knew Ray would have it on his list. That's why I didn't have it on mine.
Yeah, I mean, what else can you say? That he got so into the performance that it drove him insane, and his life was never the same. R.I.P. Obviously, no, it's an outstanding performance. He plays off of the rest of the cast very, very well. He completely embodies it. If you didn't know Heath Ledger was the Joker, you might not even know that's him. So yeah, I mean, he's got other outstanding performances. Certainly, I do think I think this is his best performance. Although A Knight's Tale is very, very good.
I would say Brokeback, but here's like the cherry on top is that this is a Batman movie. I know it's called The Dark Knight. It's a Batman movie, but this was essentially a Joker movie, right? Like, in Christian Bale, like my favorite Batman personally, but like when you're watching this movie, I'm not saying those scenes with him and Alfred and him and Morgan Freeman aren't good, and then the action scenes with Batman, but like you're just waiting for the Joker to come back, like that, and that says a lot because this is a good movie. This is a great film. This is a great Batman. Everything about it's great. The set pieces are great, but it's all about the Joker. And this is a great movie without the Joker.
Scene, to your point, Rob, that interrogation scene with both of them in the one, like actual, like they had a couple one-on-ones, but that particular was the real first time. And then he knew that Rachel and Harvey were kidnapped to try to like get Rachel, and he completely lied his ass off. Like that scene, and as a matter of fact, Heath Ledger told like Christian Bale, like fucking punch the shit out of me and hit me, so when he slammed his head, that was him apparently doing as hard as he could. So when Heath Ledger's
all right, Storey,
his head up,
Wolf of Wall Street, what do you got?
So I know that there are other outstanding Leonardo DiCaprio performances. I personally think that this one is his best, even though this movie is not looked on with the same reverence as what the hell's the name of that movie? The Revenant. Right? Or
gross.
Django Unchained,
even Titanic. Titanic's huge, right?
Yeah, Titanic. Yeah, I know that this movie isn't looked on. This movie is so good. The writing, the directing, etc. But Leonardo puts his entire persona into this performance to bring this guy to life, who's a real person, by the way. And he embodies it.
Jordan Belfort.
Physicality previously. I mean, he got hurt on set doing some of the physical stuff related to this. So for me, this is far and away his best performance, I think. He really becomes the individual, and you really can't separate if you look back at Jordan Belfort and what's his name. And I know he won the Oscar for The Revenant. Personally, I think that was political and a makeup Oscar.
Right.
Yeah, that's best performance for Leo.
What was your personal favorite particular scene of his in that movie? Because I have mine. That's just like always makes me laugh, and I just love it because I think the acting is also next level. It's just funny, but
yeah, I'd have to think about it. But I kind of go through the scenes. I mentioned he hurt himself when he did the stunt of falling into the pool. He broke his back or slipped a disc.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
fuck. I was saying my personal favorite scene is when the ship's going down, the yacht's going down, and he's like, "What the fuck is going on?" And he's yelling, "Donnie." Yeah. I will not die sober. Get the loots.
When he turns and he strikes Margot Robbie, that's a terrifying turn. Right?
Big time.
You really feel it.
Oh, 100%.
You know what my favorite scene is? A good comment from Jonathan here, the FBI, when he's just talking about how poor they are at the end. It takes a turn there. That's a good one. Mine is when he wakes up and she's like accusing him of cheating. And he's like saying how sexy he is. He's like, look at this body. Like, it's not even that nice of a body. He's like, you get this. And just like that whole scene. She keeps on throwing the water in his face. Fucking love that scene.
Fucking throw it again. Yeah, I didn't.
Leading
Yeah.
into her spreading her legs for the security guards.
But Story, to your point, man, like the character development of his acting is with the whole entire movie from beginning to end. Beginning, he's a little bitch, doesn't know anything, to turns into the big mega player, to then turns into the informant, and then turns into nothing. Like, it's a biggest roller coaster of a performance of a movie. It's epic. I love it. Rob doesn't like it.
All right. No,
maybe if Rob
it's a
likes
good
it more.
movie.
Story, we can do a deep dive on it, but Rob.
It's just very long. I love it. It's good. I've watched it 3 times in the last fucking 3 months. It's a good movie.
I don't think there's a bad scene in that movie. I know it feels.
Yeah, so how about watch it a couple more times? We'll do a deep dive, the 3 of us. How about that?
Yeah, it would probably take 8 hours to do that pod. All right, mine is Kevin Spacey, American Beauty. Story. I know you're not a fan of this movie, but give me the quote that you love from Kevin Spacey in this movie.
You don't get to tell me what to do anymore.
Dude, again, Kevin Spacey.
Wait,
let's preface this with Kevin's. Yeah.
Oh my God, that is an epic fucking scene.
Let's preface this with how bad of a dude Kevin Spacey is allegedly, but let's separate that. Kevin Spacey is amazing in every single movie he's in. He steals the show. Even in a movie like Horrible Bosses, like Kevin Spacey's fucking awesome. Like such a hateable prick. But in this movie in particular, it's funny. It's dark. His wife is essentially not giving him any love. He has a midlife crisis, and he's in love with his daughter's fucking friend who's like 16. Just everything about this. And he starts working out. He quits his job and just fucking starts working at his old fast food restaurant. And like the whole plot, just his acting. It's funny. It's dark. He's dark, and the whole ending. I don't want to spoil that for people that haven't seen it, but I just love Kevin Spacey and everything he's in. And this is like the epitome of why I love Kevin Spacey. He's such a smartass and a smug little asshole. And I think it's, this movie won a lot of awards. And I'm not one that just likes movies that wins awards. Usually I hate movies that win awards. In this case, this is a great movie. It's a movie about nothing. Literally, it's about nothing. You got the neighbor filming the bag flying in the air. And like it's deep, but it's also shallow. And I just love Kevin Spacey in this movie and in everything. So he had to make my list somewhere. No, I knew you guys were going to have him on your list. Story hates this movie. He sees fucking face.
This movie's pretentious.
Whatever.
It insists.
Kevin Spacey isn't.
It insists upon. He's good in it, and so is Annette Bening. Like they're good. Annette Bening? Was that no?
Yeah, I think it is Annette Bening.
Yeah. Everyone's good in it. Like, but that doesn't make it a good. This movie, I cannot. This movie sucks, man.
It doesn't say top 5 movies. Okay, it says top 5 acting performances. My friend.
Yeah, and Story just shitting on everyone I have in my list. So I appreciate. I'm 0 for 2 on Stories. It's fine. We're all entitled to our opinions.
Story just lives for being the fucking shitter doer.
It's fine. I can handle it. I can tell you you're wrong. And the thing is, none of us are wrong. It's an opinion. Maybe Arnold was wrong, but I stand by that one. Stand by.
No,
Let's move on.
I will agree with your exact reasoning. Is that like I really can't come up with somebody who could do the robotic with the monotone robotic with more talking like he did. Like he was a.
That's why he's not in my top 5. That's why I honorable mention. Appreciate that, Ray. All right, on to our number 4. Again, you guys don't know any of these lists, so it's all new to you guys. Story with Denzel Washington, Training Day, all timer. Ray, Christoph Waltz, Inglourious Bastards. This is some heavy hitters right here. I have Anthony Hopkins in Silence of the Lambs. I'm going to talk about Anthony Hopkins real quick because Anthony Hopkins won Best Actor for this movie. And he's in 24 minutes. I think it's 24 minutes in the movie, which is, breaking new ground. That's a supporting actor, timeline. I think that's 40 minutes of supporting actor. So the movie, I mean, it's, oh God, every time he's on the screen, 2 minutes seems like 5 minutes and 24 minutes seems like an hour. And he steals it. He's not even the main character. He's like the third main character, because Buffalo Bill ends up being the actual villain of the film. But the scene of him, stealing the face, cutting the person's face, he's a genius. He's so smart, right? He just has that. He's a sophisticated killer. And just every time Carice is in the jail visiting him, you also have the epic scene of Miggs throwing the cum in her face, which is just a crazy fucking scene. This movie's great. He's the best part of it. And I don't think anyone in the world could have done anything close to this job that he has in this job. It's fucking unreal.
Yeah, the Apollo movies aren't particularly good per se. I mean, I'll still watch them on occasion, but The fact of the matter is, you feel like he's the main character, even though it's not his movie at all. This is a movie about Clarice Starling. She's the main character of the book. She's the main character of the movies, and this entire franchise revolves around Anthony Hopkins after this movie. It's incredible.
Ray, you got any comments about my boy there, Hopkins?
Yeah, I mean, just the whole. I mean, real, like, if he didn't like talk all that much, we'll just say like he had half the talking that he did in the movie, and just
he was in the movie for like 20 minutes. Like he's got 20 minutes. Like
I'm talking when he's on screen. Yeah. He did half the talking. Then when he was on screen, he did half that talking. Just the sheer facial acting he does in this is just next level. I mean, I understand a lot of the makeup all went into that and everything, obviously, but it just like in the lighting that too. But like, yeah, I mean, it really just solidified as how good of an actor he is, especially like you said, an unprecedented amount of time to win, best actor is just uncalled for in a good and bad way. You know what I mean? Like in a good way and just bad way for other actors being like, I was on for 25 minutes. What the fuck?
Right. And they weren't even nominated for Best Supporting Actor. All right. Story, Training Day, Denzel, heavy hitter right here. All time of all times for an all-time actor.
Yeah, I'm punching high on this one. I also would argue. I think you have to put this one on here, but I think his performance in Glory is just as good. But it's not as popular of a movie. I love that movie, and I think that Denzel Washington absolutely steals the show in that. He did win Best Supporting Actor for that role. But Training Day, what else? He flipped everything that we knew about police dramas with this character and turned what's his name? Lonzo,
yeah.
Yep. Turns Lonzo into this ruthless, underpinning, conniving guy, and Denzel Washington is like the most genial person on earth outside of Tom Hanks. So this is it's a big time movie. You got big time actors in it, including Ethan Hawke. But yeah, I mean, he's been nominated 10 times. He's won twice. Like he won for this role as well. So I would argue that Glory's right up there, but this is a top performance.
So real quick, just as like I didn't have on my list just because I would figure probably one of you two would, because I absolutely adore this acting performance. In both of your opinions, how close of an acting performance did Ethan Hawke give comparing it? Because like Ethan Hawke was so good. I mean, that was
I think Ethan Hawke's better. I think Ethan Hawke is better.
That's almost what I could argue that is too. Like
I'm not trying to get payback on you, Story, for shitting on my list.
No, but
this one is on everyone's list, and I'm not denying it.
I think Snoop Dogg was better in that movie.
Hey, Snoop was great in this movie.
Snoop Dogg was fucking great in that, okay? His little fucking cameo.
I think the way they set up Ethan Hawke with the scene in the first scene when he gets the phone call, and then just it's almost like the boyish wonder he has that he's looking up to this guy, and he's like he's new on the beat, right? So it's like he's getting broken in, and he goes from getting broken in to being like, you're in the shit now, dude. Next thing you know, you're in a fucking bathtub. Like, so they're both elite. I mean, I would almost give it Ethan Hawke because it's an underrated performance, right? Like it's not talked about. And I just think Ethan Hawke, going back to my one of my favorite movies of all time, Dead Poet Society. I love Ethan Hawke, and I don't know if you guys watched Rogan, the Ethan Hawke on Rogan. He's a weird dude, but a very articulate, very deep, very thoughtful, like almost too thoughtful of a dude. We're like having a conversation, talk about the word pretentious. He's not meaning to be that, but he is very, very odd. But he takes his work extremely serious, and it shows in his work.
So I don't think Ethan Hawke is as good as Denzel in this, because Ethan Hawke is a great actor and he does a great performance. You kind of feel what he's going through, but Denzel Washington gives you this performance where you want to know more about this character, where he came from, how he got here. You know where he is now. You want to go to jail, you want to go home. How did he get here? How did he get the guys in his unit to this place? I want to know like the backstory of this guy. That's why this is the next level for me.
See, now I'm gonna say I personally think that they both gave their great performances because of each other. They played off each other's performances in this movie because the character development of both of them is next level writing and acting for both of them. Because like Rob, you said, you start with this, rabbit, young buck, doesn't know shit, doe-eyed, trying to be a good person, cop. And then Story, to your point, getting paired up with Lonzo, who is clearly next level, dirty, POS, just cop and all this and that, who really isn't like, he's not a cop to what Ethan Hawke thinks. And it gets down to the point to where that's where I think Ethan Hawke does a great acting job, to where he gets down to the dirt, to where the streets respect him and want to get Lonzo out, because Lonzo is really the piece of shit. But like, yeah, Denzel Washington story. I'll put it this way: when that movie came out in 2000, when I watched it when it came out, when I was that young, I will always remember thinking how good I thought Denzel Washington did of acting when I didn't know anything about acting. I just remember like the way that he portrayed that character was next level, and it still to this day lives with me because it was just that good.
Story, no respect for Jason says no respect for taking a Pelham 123. What are your thoughts on that one? And what's the other train movie he's in? Not Nonstop, but is that the one I'm thinking of where he's the train is unstoppable? Maybe.
It's him and
that's very good. That's very good too.
It's good too. Yeah, it's like a guilty pleasure for me because of the feel good ending. I haven't seen Taking a Pelham 123 either version, so I can't comment.
It's worth a watch if you haven't seen it. Like, again, story, if it's like on TV or something, if it's starting, it's definitely well worth the watch.
Cool. All right, we have Ray. Here you go, man. Your boy Christoph Waltz. You're a big Tarantino fan. I'm a big Tarantino fan. You have another Tarantino on your list.
Yeah, so with this Christoph Waltz acting performance for me, it was the fact that he plays one of the head Nazi commanders, and he doesn't portray the character as evil, if that makes sense. Like, and everybody, if you haven't seen the movie, what I'm getting at is that, when I say this, he's a Nazi commander. How can he portray himself to be evil? Because he does a lot of fun play things and wordplay and just way he just portrays things and goes about things. Of course he's evil. I'm not going to sit here and say like you like feel for anything the guy goes through. You don't. I'm not getting at that at all. I'm more just saying, like, in general, when you come across especially Nazi portrayals of Nazis throughout war movies throughout history. This movie was, I think, 09, 08, something like that. Maybe Inglourious Basterds a little bit, whatever it was, doesn't matter. I'm talking more like pre 2000 movies that would portray Nazis, like Liam Neeson, right? And or who was the real bad Nazi in Schindler's List?
Ralph Fiennes.
Thank you, Ralph Fiennes. Yes, I'm saying, like, Ralph Fiennes was like never anything that you would think of being play harding, fun, anything. Christoph Waltz, he does a lot of things that are, of course, I mean, the opening of the movie, he shows how evil he is. But my point is that he does such a good acting job for you to not hate him, which is really hard to do when he's an evil fucking Nazi piece of shit.
He's the Jew hunter, bro. Like, Puka Nakua tried out for this fucking role, and they turned him down.
And I mean, especially like, well, and dude, here's the thing. Like, okay, I mean, this movie's so old. I mean, I'll just say, I say this, like, in the beginning of the movie, everybody, one of the main characters, because this whole movie, there's like four different stories that come together in it. One of the storylines is Christoph Waltz going after finding the Jews. One of the main girls, her family gets murdered. She gets away. Halfway through the movie, she comes back to find this guy. He fucking knows it's her, doesn't say it's her, and doesn't capture her, arrest her, or anything. But he damn well know it's her, because Jewish people do not eat anything with it's with lard is what, with pork, right? So they don't eat anything with pork products. And
it's not that simple. It's not kosher, but we don't have time.
Not kosher. Yeah, thank you. But nonetheless, in the movie, he has creme. The creme back in those days had a lard, which would be non-kosher, to your point, Story. And he knows this shit before, because Rob, remember in Story, she tries to eat the strudel, and he's like, the creme, and like waits for it to come, watches her eat it, and he's like, how good is it? And she's just sitting there like, yeah. My point is that to portray such an evil character in a non-completable, hateful way really was just unbelievable in my eyes. Because I didn't feel anything bad for him when he got his comings to him. But
all right, I gotta move this along.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna say one thing. I actually think in Django, I actually like his performance better in Django, which is crazy just because the full circle of him, not being an American and not giving a fuck about Django's freedom. And he didn't, not saying I didn't view him as a person, but like the last scene of him sacrificing his life for Django because he loved Django and just, he has the same kind of qualities. He's not as evil in that. So he's almost more likable, but he's funnier. And like, they're both equally, I mean, Christoph Waltz.
He's
the reason Tarantino identified this guy.
It's way better.
No, but he is a bounty hunter killing people. Like I'm just saying,
Yeah,
I don't care if they're bad
yeah,
people.
when he makes him kill the
still
dad in
killing
front of his
people.
son. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, but there's a reason Tarantino identified this guy, and let's just tip our caps to Tarantino just for identifying these talents that no one, and then also bringing guys like bringing in John Travolta when he was in that slump. Like he reinvigorates people's careers, and then he finds guys like Christoph Waltz, Jamie Foxx, for instance, who was kind of nothing.
This will be the last thing I'll say, that Tarantino did say without Christoph Waltz being this character that this movie would have never been made. So that also I appreciate of the acting performance, because again, to your point, he wrote the character that didn't think that could be written for, and Christoph gave that.
The first scene, obviously. All right, here we go. Number 3. I have Tom Hanks in Castaway, Ray, Hugh Jackman in Prisoners, which was one of Storey's honorable mentions, and then Storey with Ellen Bernstein, Requiem for a Dream. When I saw this, I was thinking, I saw Requiem, I was like, you're going to go with Connelly, with Jennifer Connelly. But you went with the pill-popping, crazy-ass mom. Storey, talk about this one, because this is a good performance. It just seems out of left field, so I want to hear your take on this.
I mean, this was an absolute true masterclass in acting. She was robbed for the Academy Award. It still upsets me today. Maybe she should have been nominated for Best Supporting Actress. Maybe that would have got it. It's just the ability to portray the descent into madness, the drug addiction. There's many great performances in this. It resonates with the audience. She makes you feel that connection to that person, and you absolutely empathize. You get drawn into her performance. It is, I think it's the best female performance of all time. It is really something to build. That is, I tell everybody, that is a movie you need to watch, but you only need to watch it once. It is incredibly difficult to watch, and especially her performance. Everybody has a bad ending in that, so don't go in thinking there's an upturn, but hers in particular, so distressing. And yeah, just being able to capture that descent into madness is something that very few people can do.
Story, can you say that one more time for our younger audience that probably over 60% of them have never even heard or seen this movie, that they need to watch it? Again, not maybe more than once, but everybody needs to watch this movie at least once. It is very sad, but it is unreal acting. Jared Leto
get into the mood and watch it once, and then you never have to watch it again. But everybody should see this movie.
No, I mean, I watched this movie when I was probably 9 years old.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Maybe 10. Yeah.
It's just crazy because she's not a main character and she's kind of the B plot, as you would say.
Right.
But it fits with the movie theme so well, and just how obsessed she is with the fucking game show, dude.
She probably would have won if they had gone for Best Supporting Actress, because there are multiple. I mean, who's like Jared Leto is technically the main character in that movie,
right? Hey, Dakota's all with you, man. He said that should be number
nice.
one.
Hell yeah, Dakota.
As everybody says, there she is. That should be number one story.
Come on, Aaron Brockovich.
Love it. All right. Ooh, Aaron Brockovich. All right, Ray, you have Hugh Jackman for Prisoners.
Yeah, just to piggyback off a little more what Story was saying for his honorable mention. I mean, just in general, like I said, or what I was thinking to myself when I put this on is that, it like Story did say, it was a completely different performance from many things we've seen. Not to say that he didn't give like a little bit more serious performances in his career, but him and Jake Gyllenhaal in this entire movie is just next level. And that scene where he's breaking, when he's interrogating Paul Dano with Terrence Howard, and he's breaking the sink with the hammer, yelling, "Where is my daughter?" Paul Dano didn't know that he was going to go that crazy. That is pure fear in Paul Dano's eyes, because he did not know what the fuck was about to come with Hugh Jackman slamming down that hammer and just angrily freaking out, like basically, as anybody would if their daughter was kidnapped and missing with somebody you thought was the person who did it. It just was so gritty. That whole entire movie of Prisoners is, I'm obviously, it's a pretty normal thing. If you can't tell, I'm a very big gritty thriller, dark themed type of acting movies, because it just, you have to get into a really dark place to get to these type of acting performances. And that was something with the whole thing, with the ending. Just, I'm not going to spoil the ending because the ending is one of the greatest endings of all time. I think that, especially with I won't even say it, but it's just the darkness and the level he went to make it believable was just unbelievable in my eyes.
Hetzer says, I love John Goodman and The Big Lebowski. I debated that for an honorable mention for comedy because I love Goodman and that's one of my favorite movies. And shut the fuck up, Donnie.
No, you're not wrong.
Am I wrong?
You're not wrong, Walter. You're just an asshole.
Okay, then.
You just take it easy, man.
You know, that's your answer for everything, dude. And let me point out something. Pacifism is not, look at our current situation with that camel fucker in Iraq. Pacifism is not something to hide behind.
Just take it easy, man.
I'm perfectly calm, dude.
Yeah, waving the fucking gun around?
Calmer than you are.
Yeah, sorry, if you haven't figured it out, I'm John Goodman and Rob is the dude.
I pieced it together.
Hey, I love it. All right, so my number 3, Tom Hanks and Castaway. This is almost like, how the Oscars give, like The Revenant giving Leo that Oscar. Tom Hanks had to be on our list. I saw your guys' list, and I had to change mine because he was not on any of our lists. Tom Hanks, is one of the best actors of all time, the best run of all time from 90 to 2000, the 90s. He was essentially, he had the Barry Bonds run in baseball, in acting. And I'm going to choose this one over Forrest Gump and Saving Private Ryan, some of the other ones, because this movie is Tom Hanks. Like, this is, an hour. The movie is 2 hours and 10 minutes, but he's on the island for over an hour by himself, acting with coconuts and volleyballs, and just, it's a lot of physical stuff with his facial expressions. And then even when he's not on the island, like, it's Tom Hanks masterclass in acting right here. And I just want to shout out the movie making back in the day. This was a real beard. He lost the real weight. I know there's been, Christian Bale did this shit in The Machinist. There's been a lot of actors that do the method kind of stuff, but literally, he got hurt multiple times. He got I don't know what it was.
Massive infection
from the island.
Yeah, almost blood poisoning, I think.
But Zemeckis literally shot the parts, the parts not on the island first. And then they take a 2-year break. He actually directs What Lies Beneath with Michelle Pfeiffer, and Tom Hanks just goes on a little hiatus, and they finish the movie. Like, nowadays, it's all CGI, it's all fake. Like, this is why this movie's epic. Like, it was a 2.5-year process. Tom Hanks really dove into this role, and it's just, I don't know. Like, you need to have a pretty powerful aura to be able to, capture the screen and capture your attention for over an hour on an island by yourself. There's not a lot of action that happens on the island, right? It's just him. It's just Tom Hanks, and we love Tom Hanks. So I'm going to have to give it. This is an all-time performance and an all-time actor, and I think that I have to just give it to Tom Hanks for just being Tom Hanks. We love Tom Hanks.
Yeah, to be able to act on your own for that long and make it believable is great. And then, Rob, on top of what you're saying, another performance that you could try to, I'm not going to see all three of us may not think much of it comparable, but Will Smith with I Am Legend acting alone the whole movie, but that was a lot of CGI compared to that movie.
Yeah, but I mean, there's something you said when you're acting against tennis balls on sticks. You know what I mean? Like,
right? No. I get
extremely difficult. That is his best performance, by the way.
No, right. Yeah, 100%. I agree.
I love I Am Legend. There's a lot of ties. Too. I would give you also. Let's give Matt Damon for The Martian. Same kind of situation.
Yeah.
Those three movies are kind of in the same stratosphere, and they're all elite actors, right? They're all elite actors, and as much as we kind of hate on Will Smith now for the slap that's heard around the world, hitting the fuck out of Chris Rock and losing his goddamn mind because his bald wife, Tom Hanks is not that. We love Tom Hanks, and I just had to give him a shout out. Also, I think he deserves to be on this list for this performance because this is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's a weird one. It's a really relaxing. If you ever want to just chill, it's like, listening to podcasts is kind of therapeutic. If you're just, working on your computer or whatever, like Castaway is the ultimate movie to go to sleep to just chill out to, because there's not a lot of dialogue, there's not a lot of music. It's just like on in the background.
Also, apparently,
and the more you watch it, the more things you find out.
apparently, from what I've heard from people who have survived plane crashes in the ocean specifically, is that is the most realistic rendition of what what Hollywood could portray as being an ocean plane crash. So I don't mean if that means
I think that's a top 5, definitely a top 5 plane crash of all time, right?
Oh, dude,
Just
in a
terrifying,
movie.
dude.
So
Terrifying.
fucking yeah, especially literally that thing with the fucking the whole survivor kit thing that slipped off of him. That the whole movie would have been fine if that didn't happen. You know what I'm talking about? Like when he's underwater and it slipped off of him. That if he had that, he would have been fine. It had everything on it, but nope.
All right, gentlemen, let's get to the number 2 here. We have Story with Sean Penn, Mystic River. We have Ray, Javier Bardem, No Country for Old Men. I have my boy, Jake Gyllenhaal, Nightcrawler. Kind of a deep dive here in terms of movie, not a deep dive performance, because if you've seen this movie, all-time performance. Story starts off with Sean Penn in this pretty emotional thriller.
I mean, if you've seen it, you know exactly why he is on this list. Won the Academy Award for this, as did Tim Robbins, Best Supporting. I think everybody in this cast gives an outstanding performance. Some of the best. Sean Penn is an amazing actor. He's done some really incredible stuff. I think this is his best performance here. He portrays every scene with a particular balance. Thank you for the Helen Hunt there.
I forgot to put it on, and sorry, during the Castaway thing, the Castaway poll.
Balance / he could come unhinged at any second. And when he does come unhinged, it is realistic and gutting. And I don't have children, but I can't imagine the parents that have seen this movie don't feel exactly what he's going through at every second. So he did go method for this, and it actually feels very much like his actual daughter, Sean Penn's daughter. And this wasn't a character that he was playing. I've never seen somebody so emotionally broken, but also not quite sure how to put this, but not grasping, not accepting of the situation, and doing everything in his power to hold on to that last little bit. It is a gut-wrenching performance, and you feel for him every step of the way. This is a performance where you never want somebody to get away with murder more so than his character in Mystic River.
So is that why you had his performance because isn't sort of the same with being Hugh Jackman in Prisoners?
I mean, the Hugh Jackman in Prisoners was my honorable mention.
That's what I'm asking. So why did you have the one over the other? Like what was your more determining factor, I guess? Even just one thing that you thought was a little better for performance acting wise.
I mean, it's subjective, but I felt it more so with Sean Penn than I did with Hugh Jackman. It also could be biased, right? Sean Penn is a well-known dramatic actor. Hugh Jackman has been playing Wolverine for decades. So
right.
Implicit
That's fair.
That I'm not
very fair
recognizing.
No, can we also shout out Fast Times at Ridgemont High as his first performance? I believe his first performance. I mean,
so Mr. Hand, who ordered pizza here?
To go from that, and also I do love him. I love Spicoli. I do love him in The Game as Michael Douglas's brother. I mean, obviously Sean Penn's great, but I always go back to Fast Times because he's so great. The last scene in this room, he's like, "What are you doing here?" Just fucking
Tim Robbins is also
Sean
a good
Penn.
actor. Yeah, Tim Robbins and Mystic River.
Robbins kills it in that movie. And so I mean, Marcia Gay Harden, Laura Linney.
You call GT
Laura Linney, basically tacitly approving of Sean Penn's character. Murder. She does a really good job. Everybody it kills it. You feel Marcia Gay Harden at the end. It's a gut wrenching movie.
All right, Ray, Javier Bardem, No Country, Coen Brothers, baby. What you got?
So the first thing I'll say that after I watched this movie multiple times and just did a little research on my own, just because I absolutely love this movie, was that it's apparently a known thing that psychology, whatever study was done, again, I don't know how many years ago it was done, so don't quote me exactly, but I know whatever the study was, that at the time, psychologists said that Javier Bardem gave the greatest, most accurate portrayal of what a sociopath, psycho, serial killer would be And what they're basically getting at is that he has no feeling towards death. That's why he just kills anybody when he wants. But he also has a clear level of respect for somebody who's willing to stick up to him, aka that big old fat lady who's asking about Josh Brolin's job when he showed up to the trailer park, and she's like the office lady, and he just keeps asking the same question. He's like, "Sir, I am not obligated to give out the information." And you just automatically think through the whole movie that at that point he's just been murdering anybody coming across his fucking path. That's the first lady that he doesn't fucking kill. I can't remember.
He probably felt bad for her though, dude.
Well,
no, I think it's more sociopathic. Yeah,
he doesn't have the emotional capability of feeling bad for her. Psychopaths can pretend to feel things, but they don't actually feel things.
So now, but it's funny though, because I think it's sort of the same thing with the big dude at the convenience store when he's just very nice, and the guy who flips the coin, and he's just like, "What am I playing for?" He's like, "It doesn't matter, just call it." I mean, the whole performance, especially because here's the thing: he shows no remorse for anything he does, but he has a clear motive. It's for the money, just like anything for people and power and killing and anything. Not pretty much. It is the main motive, no matter what. Anyways, though, it's just the believability of being a turnoff on just a nothing, like it's just like a wall, just nothing there. Doesn't care about anything. He has a motive. He has a plan. He goes through, and it just literally the way he walks when he catches up to Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson literally says, "I know everything. I know what he do. I know how he breathes, how he walks. Blah 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 blah." This motherfucker was watching him fucking 10 miles back for every step he was taking, and then just snuck up right on him. It's just next.
He walks like Molly Shannon in Seinfeld without swinging her arms. Like a weirdo.
Yeah, dude. Great call. Yes. Very good call.
All right. I have Jake Gyllenhaal, Nightcrawler. We all love this movie. We did this movie on this very podcast about a year and a half ago. Man, where to start with this one? The monologues are so long in this movie, especially from Jake Gyllenhaal. And the way he fucking reads them, the idea is he doesn't feel anything. He tries to act more human than he is. He's not. He's a coyote, clearly. And he's like reciting lines. He doesn't actually take into consideration anyone's feelings, thoughts, anything. He's just reciting, memorizing, trying to come off as a human being, and he's not. And just it's such a dark movie. Storey, you talk this now for me. I can't even try to talk about Jake Gyllenhaal's performance because it's so fucking good.
Yeah, we talked about during our deep dive. You upon multiple rewatches, you'll notice things where he is emulating the people around him. He obviously has emotions, but he is not emotionally intelligent enough to have that traditional, the typical back and forth with people, and the way that he manipulates and eventually beds Rene Russo's character in it is just it's terrifying. Like he's a terrifying character in there, but it's all under the surface, except for one moment when he yells at Riz Ahmed.
Can we please
that scene that you're referring to when they're having Mexican food and he's like, she's talking about serious shit, just also her emotions, and he just like, yeah, all right, we're for food. He's not even listening to her. It doesn't matter what the fuck she says. And it's, dude, Jake Gyllenhaal, for me, such an underrated actor. And he's considered highly, right? Not in the Christian Bale level. In my mind, he's in that same level of actor.
That's what I was gonna say.
And he's had very, very weird career choices. And I love that he just goes all over the map. He's made his money, right? His sister's fucking famous, like they're rich. And he just does, he picks scripts. And in this movie in particular, this was a directorial debut too. So the first time director, and didn't make a lot of money. This was a passion project for him, and I respect the fuck out of that.
It's just a complete crime that he has no Academy Awards for his acting. He's easily an A-lister beyond belief in my eyes. I mean, give me Timothy Chalamet right now, Chalet, whatever the fuck you want to call him.
You see Chalamet. It's interesting.
He's a good actor too. I like him, man. Most things I've ever seen him in. He was in Interstellar. He's young, he was young Dave Franco in that. He's in the Dunes. I like those Dune movies. He's been in many other things. I like the guy, but I'm just saying, like, Jake Gyllenhaal not winning, and I'm not even sure if that guy Timothy's won any awards yet. But my point is, Jake Gyllenhaal not winning any Academy Awards for his acting is just a complete fucking crime. But hey, his fans know he's a top A-lister, which at least I appreciate.
GT, thank you, my dude. Also, he says Ben Foster and almost everything. Ben Foster, super underrated actor, man. And I'm going to shout out. I want to shout out The Collector, which is one of my favorite horror movies of all time that doesn't get talked about. It's kind of a playoff Hostel and Saw, but Ben Foster plays essentially he's a thief. He like works on houses. He breaks into them, and his wife is like hurting for money. He needs to pay child support. It's like so he's almost the victim. That's not Ben Foster.
That's not Ben Foster. That's Josh something or other.
Really?
Yeah, that's not,
Can I read this? Can I read this, Michelle?
Yeah, the Collector, the Collected or the Collection or something like that. That is not Ben Foster.
Really?
Yeah. You've got a Mandela effect situation.
Josh Stewart. That is
Josh
a Mandela effect.
Yeah.
My bad. That is a.
How's that Mandela effect? That doesn't even look like him.
It's a great movie.
It's not a great movie. It's a fine horror movie. But Ben Foster in Hell or High Water. You want to talk about
good, bro.
Performance that you can hang your hat on? Go with that.
You know what? And I honestly,
they look alike. They look a little bit alike.
They do not.
Ben Foster's in 30 Days of Night. He's one of the. He's the guy in the jail.
You know who?
There you go.
You know what Ben Foster looks like? He looks like the dude from American Dad and the Ted series. What's his name? Scott Grimes. That's what he more looks like. Scott Grimes and Ben Foster more look alike than fucking Josh Stewart.
You know what? Sometimes I make mistakes, guys. Hosting's hard, and drinking a lot less.
I just love rang you.
I also want to talk about The Collector. Okay, god damn it. Anyways, let's get on to the number one, boys.
Wait. Just real quick, keep an eye out because the third movie in that series was in development at some point and still might come out.
Mm-hmm. I heard that. It's been in development for a long time. All right, here we go. Number one. I got a little drum roll for you guys.
That's like a bongo drum roll.
Yeah, that's the only one I have on here. So I'm
Chaz Club here?
I just suck.
What the hell was that?
I just suck. Here we go. Storey has a double team here. He has Joe Pesci and Robert De Niro in Goodfellas. Ray has really original Ray, Daniel Day-Lewis, and There Will Be Blood. I have Edward Norton, American History X. That's the fucking winner. No one thought about that. Edward Norton, one of these actors. I love Edward Norton. So Ray, you got the double team. Or sorry, Storey has a double team. De Niro, Pesci, Goodfellas, all-time movie, all-time performances. Give us your breakdown. Also, if you had to choose one after the breakdown, who are you going to choose?
Yeah. So De Niro is in this movie. They're all based on real characters. And De Niro is he's a supporting character in this. This movie is it's Henry Hill's movie. So it's about Henry Hill coming into a life and being so enamored with guys that he thinks are heroes who are actually just terrible, terrible, terrible people that he fall into that destruction. But the way that De Niro is under the surface, he's just as ruthless as Tommy DeVito, but you only see it come out in moments. He is an absolutely terrifying figure in this movie. And the way that he portrays the mob life is something to behold. I think it's one of his best, and I certainly think it's Pesci's best or one of his best. I would choose Pesci in this because there's some villains that when they're on screen, you don't want to see him anymore. With this character, this is like, I want more of this on my screen. You don't know what he's capable of. That uncertainty about when he's going to flip, when he's going to be kidding around, whatever it is. Joe Pesci plays that to an absolute perfection, and I want more of this character on the screen. I wish he was in every scene in that movie. It just makes you feel a part of that world. So while I think De Niro's character his performance here is great, outstanding, since he is more of the supporting character, I would go with Joe Pesci as Tommy DeVito there.
Storey, they set the tone so well too with the first scene, even though, as we know, the first scene is like halfway through the movie, but the start and then how, they hear something in the trunk and then they're like, what the fuck? And then De Niro shoots him, and then Pesci goes in there and just, the dude's he's going to die anyway before the shooting or stabbing. Like, he's been fucking destroyed. And then just stabs the fuck out of him like 8 times. right? Like that sets the tone for the psychopath that he is, dude. And
yeah, I mean the fact that he can kid around while he's doing things like digging up a body. I got a leg. I got a wing. It just makes it. I mean, Scorsese's got other outstanding movies. You know, Casino is. I would have a tough time choosing between those two, and they both have really good performances in there. But this movie in particular, like just the underpinning is still the one issue I would have is when the first time they introduced Tommy Conway, he's going to play craps. It's like, oh, here comes Tommy. He was only 20 years old at the time. You got like 42-year-old Robert De Niro playing a 20-year-old. Like when these high school kids are being played by like 30-year-olds in movies. That's the one issue I have.
Hey, which my shout out, It's Always Sunny when they make Danny DeVito do that when he's supposed to be 18 years old.
Just pops a wig on. Just a
real
bad
quick,
wig.
I just wanted your guys' opinion. How much lesser of a performance would you guys say is a combo in Casino did those two give compared to in Goodfellas? Now, is it equally good a performance because Casino's just longer and a little more drawn out to make it less, and at least more like less jam packed per se? I guess I don't know, like because I don't know whoever Robert De Niro's wife is in Casino, man. I can't think of her actress's name, but she is the most
Sharon Stone.
Her and Penelope Cruz, right? Or that's her name in Blow, right?
Mm-hmm.
The wife, dude. Those two are the most hateful. When we put on hate, I forgot those two. That would have been on my list for most hateful performances. My God.
You want to know the difference between Casino and Goodfellas is, as Storey mentioned, Henry Hill is the main character, right? So whatever you're getting in Goodfellas is literally it's a home run every time, right? In Casino, the main characters are these two, and specifically De Niro. So like there's a lot more downtime and just a lot of more like less memorable scenes where like every time these two are on screen, specifically Pesci, dude, like it's a 10 out of 10. It's literally a 10 out of 10.
As you're saying this makes 1,000,000% sense in my head because you guys are 100% right. Casino, those two are the main characters. Henry Hill, who is Ray Liotta, is the main character in Goodfellas. All that other shit is on him to where there's a little of that with those other two, but a majority of it is just high flying, awesome, everything. Like everything.
Can we give a shout out to De Niro for being the best smoker in movie history too? This character in particular, the way he smokes, because he studied how whatever the guy he was portraying, how he smoked.
Jimmy Kafka.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah, Jimmy Burke was the actual person.
Yeah.
Jimmy
Kafka. Yeah, they had
the smoking is just. We need to do a list of best smokers, and we can also do a list of worst smokers because there's some really bad smokers.
Or top eaters. Brad
Pitt, Brad Pitt's always fucking eating.
He just loves it. But hey, that's a great
Jason,
call. Great call.
Jonathan said no Fight Club mentions. He's probably referring to the fact that I have my number one is Edward Norton, American History X. Now, I love Fight Club probably more than American History X. It's just a more fun movie. Obviously, American History X is pretty goddamn dark. But I can't. They almost split the award, right? And it's Brad. As much as I love Brad Pitt, he's not quite eligible for this list,
right?
And I can't give it to Norton and Fight Club because Pitt actually steals the show. But in America, we'll just talk about this right now. In American History X, it also goes down to the run that Edward Norton had to start his career. Primal Fear, Rounders, Fight Club, and then American History X. 4 completely different roles. Fight Club, he is very skinny. He is very meek. He is, he's obviously playing Brad Pitt's the alter ego. So like that's the masculine, the guy he wants to be. This character, man, and also the character development, like, dude, Edward Norton playing a fucking Nazi essentially, and just a badass and an evil motherfucker. And then you also go to the clips where, when they show the black and white stuff where they're showing how he became this way. His dad was a firefighter and then he gets gunned down by, I don't want to say the word, but when he's got the longer hair and just, dude, Edward Norton is a masterclass in acting, and this is his best performance. And I just want to go to the scene, the bite the curb scene, all the stuff with him in jail. Like this is, and then coming full circle with him just like realizing this is more script, but like the way he plays it. And it's so fucking believable. He's such a badass. And the fact that like Edward Norton can be a believable badass is hard to comprehend, knowing what Edward Norton was before and what he's been after. Like, this is wild. Like, we talk about Christian Bale doing these transformations. Like, this transformation mentally and physically is unmatched in my mind. Also, just a powerful movie. And I just want to shout out all you racists out there. Go watch this movie, and you will be probably 50% less racist because it makes a lot of fucking sense. Like, people are fucking people. You know, white people fucking suck too. Asians, like, we all suck. But also, there's some really good white people. There's some really, you know, everyone can be good. And like, it's just about the people. It's not about the fucking color. So get that through your mind.
It's more importantly not about the extremists on any race, any group, all of that. Because there's always
he was wrong. He knew he was wrong. And the quote of has any of these things made you happier? Right. And that's a very powerful quote. And it's like he was searching for something and trying to, like, you know, avenge his dad. His dad was a racist, and he was trying to, like, just go off what he learned, and like from something that happened in his life, one events changed how his outlook. That's the wrong way to go about things. And I love Edward Norton.
Part of the message of the movie is, like you said, his dad had some racist tendencies, and it was not it didn't change his outlook. That was the catalyst that kind of propelled him to the extreme side of things. Whereas you look back, there's a scene with the dad from
Malcolm in the Middle. No, not Malcolm in the Middle. It's what the hell is it?
Right, Cranston.
Who is it?
Yeah,
I know you're talking about.
What show?
Step by Step, or is that it? I think, yeah. Talking about how, and you can see where the seeds of prejudice and hate get planted. You know that Norton plays a really good character in The Score with Robert De Niro.
And the scene you're referring to, that's another one of the scenes where he's younger, right? He's got the longer hair. And like you said, he's talking about the teacher and like the book he's reading. And like you see, like, it's such a different, I know it's within the same movie and he's playing himself younger. This is why Edward Norton's all time, because in the same movie, he's playing the same character, but it's so different. He's so meek. He's subservient. He is submissive to his dad. Right. And like, he
looks up to him.
He's listening to what he's saying. Right. But he's also like questioning it. And he seems so broken. And then it makes so much sense. And just the fact he can play those two characters in one movie, the way he looks in this movie, fucking Jack with a giant tattoo. I don't want to say the name of, like, you know what this is? Not fucking welcome.
You know what's funny? That this will make you two laugh, like, and happiness for him is to make you guys like him more. You both know that he played the Hulk in Marvel. That was technically the first Marvel, you know, the MCUs, they call it, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, not the Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man. That was technically the second movie. The first technical movie in the whole universe was the Edward Norton Hulk. The problem was that Edward Norton is such a head, you know, when I was gonna say sadistic, that's completely wrong.
Very hard to work with. Very hard to work with.
Kevin Feige and Disney and Marvel had their own idea, their whole fucking literally universe. This is what our plan is. And he was just like, yeah, that's cool, but I want this character to do this and this, and this is what the development. And they're like, no, like you can change a little bit, but like this is where we're going. He's like, no, this is what I want. And they're like, all right, goodbye. And then they bring in Ruffalo, who's been way fucking worse. And
he wanted some creative control. He wanted some writing credit.
Yeah, which is fine because he's better than like everything.
I mean, the other thing is his family is super wealthy, so he can pick and choose the projects that he wants.
Good for him. I'm saying, like, honestly,
that's probably partially responsible for his career choices because he, you know, like I said, the start of his career was so epic, and he hasn't done really shit. He didn't have to, but in my mind, he's still an all-time actor, and this is his best performance. Ray, Daniel Day-Lewis, There Will Be Blood, DDL, who is considered by most the greatest actor of all time, doesn't work very often, but when he does, it's memorable and it's all time. So I'm not the biggest fan of this movie. It's slow, it's long. There's some epic scenes, particularly the end, and then a couple. You know, it's a weird one in terms of the movie, but this performance is kind of undeniable.
Now I'm an oil man. This is my son.
So this is my son. This is I can't remember his initials. This is LH, whatever the fucking LH was my dad's initials, which everybody for your all information represented Leicester Herman. Fucking old ass German name. Nonetheless, though, Daniel Day-Lewis in this movie,
HW.
There was, thank you, HW. There was just so many things about it to where basically he was just one of the most ruthless villains that was a protagonist in a movie. And it just goes with the whole thing of like he's so good at manipulating everyone around him until they get into his inner circle and know that he's a piece of shit. but even so, I don't think they know as evil as he is, because that like he's just an asshole. And with the timeline of where it takes place, people were just ruthlessly like, I mean, literally one of the first scenes where they go to the new area with Paul Dano's, I can't remember what state it was in, but where they go to Paul Dano's, family area, wherever they lived, and they find oil, and the dude like falls down the down the oil well, and then like the whole where they penetrate back in those days, basically like a 10-foot nail that was like, gigantically huge to penetrate the ground to get to the oil, fell on the guy, you know what I mean? And just like, I'll pull him up, like whatever, like didn't give a shit, like so nonchalantly caring. And especially when he literally his fault for being so, well, back in those days, nobody really knew like safety concerns, but nonetheless, he ruined his son's life, his hearing. And that wasn't his real son, but he cared about him as his own son. That's the whole thing too. He didn't give a shit. He just fucking found this kid, used it to sell, and his charming, well-spoken manner that he has in that whole entire movie compared to most, because he goes west, because this movie, everybody takes place in, if I had to guess, probably like, I can't really remember, like 18, it was probably post-Civil, I don't know if it was post-Civil War, right? Probably. Doesn't matter. I'm just saying
the oil boom of the early 20th century.
Thank you. So nonetheless, though, my point is he's just an evil bastard who doesn't give a shit about anything. He doesn't care about his family. He doesn't have any. He adopts a kid. He literally ruins that kid's life by making him deaf, and then tells him to go fuck off, and destroys cities, land. He will destroy anything and everything in his path to get what he wants, while charming the shit out of everyone. But once he hits that point of no return, so anybody, when you learn driving, they say, hey, you're at that point of no return. You hit the pedal and you go. That's sort of in a way what I thought of with his acting performance is like, he gets to a town, he charms the shit out of them. Once he lays, they start pumping the oil out. He then lays down what's really going on to like, yeah, I'm not going to give you much of shit. Go fuck yourselves. You guys are shit out of luck. Like, I don't know. It was just so ruthless while so charmingly fucked up. I don't know. I know, Rob, it's a slow movie, but that's also why I think it's such a great acting performance, because I can watch this movie almost any time, and I don't think it's that slow because his acting performance draws me in, along with Paul Dano, because Paul Dano gives in a phenomenal performance. And like Storey said, with the ending is an all-time ending of anything. It's just next level.
Yeah, it's an outstanding performance. I mean, how do you compare Daniel Day-Lewis performances, stacking one Oscar-winning performance or Oscar-contending performance up against another? This one in particular, the movie, I would agree with Ray here, Rob. I don't think this one drags. I think there are slower moments, but they're powerful, impactful moments, and you don't feel the weight or the length of this movie. He embodies what it meant to be a ruthless oil baron in the late 19th and early 20th century. You're 100% correct. No notes, Rick.
I guess my thing is these two movies, this and No Country, which you had Bartelt on your list as well, were literally shot within the same town, the same time, came out the same year. I'm a No Country guy,
sorry.
so
I know.
I love the Coen brothers.
My list was so fucking cliche. I apologize, but every time I watch those movies, I just can't get over.
It's also pretty like commonly agreed on, right? And I'm not going to deny that. Jason with a $20 holler. You also hit a goal here, so I have two chugs coming up.
I'll get one.
No love for Chuck Norris. Ray's gonna do a chug with me. No love for Chuck Norris. Rip. Storey, is Chuck Norris the most American? That's the most American that's ever lived.
That would be George Washington, but Chuck Norris is a close second.
Yeah, but he had a wig, and he was kind of looked like a woman, but like Chuck Norris is like a masculine dude.
George Washington played that, and then he told them to go fuck themselves.
That's right,
and literally made America. Like he was a British.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to even wrap your head around Chuck Norris being gone. It feels like that guy was around forever, and consummate American. Rest in peace to Chuck Norris.
Hey, Storey, can you please give me your favorite Chuck Norris lore?
Okay. Well, there's the one that's been going around recently is Chuck Norris, death didn't catch up to Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris finally got to death or something along those lines.
Well, I of course I had to. Of course, I had to be a Ray, and because I'm not original to anything when it comes to joke telling, because I make my own jokes with myself. Nonetheless, I asked ChatGPT, and it came up with a great one, which I think I saw multiple times when he died on people's things. But it said that the theory of evolution is fake or isn't real, or the evolution or the idea of evolution isn't real because Chuck Norris allowed. Basically allowed whatever to evolve is what it was getting at. Of course, I butchered it, but nonetheless, rest in peace to an absolute fucking legend, man. Like, dude, I didn't really watching those Jet Li, which is completely disrespectful. Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris videos back in those movies, and like they're so good.
Yeah, Chuck Norris. I always call my dad Chuck Norris, and he is a monster. I think Chuck Norris would have beat him up. That's the only one person I would admit would beat up my dad is Chuck Norris.
Your dad hit a fist through his chin?
Yeah, 100%, dude. He hit me with it, not in the face, but back in those days,
back of the head when you're being an asshole as a child. You got it.
Yeah, you could actually hit your kids a little bit. I'm kidding. My dad never actually hit me, but he didn't have to. He just had to look at me away, and I was like, all right, man, I'm good. Shout out my dad. Love you, Dad. I have one more comment.
The new guy. Like, you remember the new guy?
Essentially, yeah. Oh, the new guy, yeah. DJ Qualls, baby. Can't believe DJ Qualls got a fucking movie, dude. Like an entire movie for himself. Shout out Road Trip, because without Road Trip, DJ Qualls would never got that movie.
Yep.
DJ Qualls shows up in that, that he's the guy that busts Badger and Breaking Bad. He shows up in a lot of TV shows. Like my wife watches like some of these like crime dramas.
Hustle and Flow, man. He was the DJ with boom, boom, whoop that trick, baby, whoop that trick. Baby's a different word with an N and an A at the end, but I ain't gonna say that on TV, and but you know what I'm getting at. But no,
on TV, we are on TV. Let's recap our list here. I want to say one more thing I forgot to say that makes a lot of sense about Tom Hanks being in my list for Castaway, is why it deserves to be on the list if you don't think it does, is that this girl right here, he had to act like he was desperate to get home to her. And that is Helen Hunt.
See, look at this.
This was the girl. This was the woman that he was pining for and living for. So that alone, Storey, should make him on the list, right? Look at that.
To be fair, she didn't always look like this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, give me Helen.
She didn't look
give
great.
Me Helen Hunt back then over Meg Ryan in what is it, the Seattle Mail movie?
What? Meg Ryan's a beauty, bro. Are you comparing?
So was she back in the day? Pull Meg Ryan now.
No, well, Meg Ryan right now still looks better than Helen Hunt.
Okay, well then prove it. Pull it up.
Well, I can't pull. She's 64. Let's see, 2025. I'll do. She looks a little gaunt. Oh, she is so much better. She didn't have any work done. Storey, you looking? Everyone in the chat, let's pull up Meg Ryan 2025. Pull up Helen Hunt 2025.
That picture that you show is Helen Hunt in 2025 or 20 or
no? That's like Helen Hunt. That's like Helen Hunt 2021, bro.
Ooh, yikes.
Yeah, and you're saying
Meg Ryan?
Yeah,
Meg Ryan in when?
Rough.
It's not as bad as Helen.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
All right, in their primes, though, Storey. In their primes, it's not even close, right? It's Meg Ryan. Meg Ryan's
in their primes. It's Meg Ryan by a mile.
I know. I'm just trying to. I agree as well. I'm just having to trying to give some help.
The Boston Strangler says 2026, and Roseanne looks better than Madonna. Is that
Madonna
right
now, bro?
What happened to her? Yeah.
Scary. Rob, if you think what I just said was bad, you go ahead and pull Madonna up right now.
And that's the problem with these women.
Classic demon
surgery,
fucking,
bro. Like, why are they doing this shit? All right, Ray's got a chug. Let's get this going.
They're aging. Like, that's not really the fault of anybody.
No, aging's fine, but the plastic surgery that goes wrong with the aging is just a bad combo. That's called a speedball. Like heroin's bad, cocaine's bad, but doing them both together, you die.
Yeah.
Story,
but-
if Madonna didn't have
Part of the
no
problem is
work done.
the expectations that society puts on women in celebrity women and what they're expected to look like versus what men are supposed. Men can age gracefully. Women
Story,
can't age
we're
at all.
talking about Madonna. Okay, Madonna looked pretty normal about a decade ago. If you've seen a picture we're talking about right now, her face looks like a puffy. Like basically, she took my gut fat and put it right into her face and her lips, and I sat on it. It's not.
And
good.
you still have the gut fat, Ray. It's fucking bullshit. She took it from you and you still have it? Some tacos. DJ Qualls is gay, came out with Jim Jeffries on Elton John's Concern. I believe that's correct. Yeah, he did come out, and that was
he is gay.
Congratulations, DJ. You know what? We don't hate around here. We're really happy for you. I mean,
well, no, I'm sad because the girl that in Eliza
Dushku. Oh yeah,
God,
yeah,
back in those doing the new guy, she was fucking.
I do have a clip specifically for DJ Qualls. Here you go. This is for you, DJ.
Your hands are what makes it possible. Your shoulder pads are hard and stiff. Your hands are tender and they can move and caress the ball. That's kind of gay, but hey.
You can't say that anymore.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I can play it because I didn't say it. That's the
true.
rule on this show. And I'll say the G word. You know what? But I don't care. I had a gay friend once. He was awesome.
Hey, I gotta say one thing. Darth Jar Jar, you got it all wrong, man. Like Michael Jackson, like him going white wasn't fucking plastic surgery. Now his nose, yeah, that and his face.
The white was the least of the concern, dude. His fucking everything.
His whiteness was because he had a pigment problem. That is why he went white. All the rest of it was
and
all
he
plastic
dyed
surgery.
his skin though. He dyed his skin. The white.
He didn't dye his skin. There's a particular medication that you can use when you start to lose melanin that will accelerate the process.
Oh,
and
so Rob, now it comes out of Story's mouth. Is it more believable than Ray?
No, that is splotchy. It's splotchy pigment, and then they try to equal it out, right?
Go do your little research, dude. He was losing the shit. Now again, his face and his nose, yeah, that was a disaster. Plastic surgery, okay. His skin color is not okay. Bottom line, I will die on that hill.
We have a mouth and Jason.
Here we go.
Great. We got politicians walking around looking like Emperor Palpatine, even with plastic surgery. And then Jason says Helen Hunt is a downtown sports of content. Gross. Love you guys. Cheers. I'm sorry. That's funny. It's not that accurate. Downtown's pretty goddamn good, but so was Helen Hunt's. But this is just great. You know what? I gotta approve that comment. Just not that it's factually accurate, but it's funny. And Jason's funny. And I'm funny. Ray's funny. Story is kind of a Debbie Downer sometimes, but he's also very funny.
Disagree.
I'm just pissed about you hating on my two names on my list. I didn't.
Hey,
like that.
You get some drinks in the Story, and he's funnier than you and I combined. Okay,
I agree.
Story, that story, that one stream when you were definitely drunker than both of us, when you were fucking amazingly. That was the
great stream because Ray, I kicked you off the stream because you were too drunk. And then lo and behold, Story comes on, hasn't been on for a week. I'm always yelling at Story. I was like, dude, drink on the show, get drunk. Cause like Story, you don't really lose like your ability to talk. Like you don't slur words. You just get like a different person. And then like I'm just like, Ray, I didn't kick you. I was like, Ray, it's time for you to go, whatever. And I didn't even know you were joining because that was when you were busy with work and I was sending you open-ended invites. And of course, within 2 minutes, like you can't make this shit up. Story hops on. Glazed as shit, hammered, chink-eyed. I shouldn't say that word, but just fried. And like, I'm just like, God damn. And you were fine, but you were like really slow.
A little more loosey-goosey, if you will. A little more shuttered, if you will. You're not shuttered by any means. It's just I've been
begging for it. So Story's gonna be like, well, guess what? You want me to get drunk? I'll fucking show you drunk. It's like Kevin Spacey in American Beauty. You want me to have a midlife crisis? I'll show you midlife crisis. I'm quitting my job. I'm working at a fast food place. I'm working out in my garage. I'm smoking weed.
Next thing we know, that if that Story's timeline, he's going to be Kevin Spacey in a beautiful, whatever that movie you said.
I get passionate when I drink.
No, same here. That's why I'm always passionate because I'm always drunk. I'm kidding. I'm not always drunk. I'm always buzzed. By the way, I had a best buddy growing up. His dad, definitely an alcoholic. I shouldn't laugh about this, but his nickname was Buzz. And we were younger, so we didn't realize, and like it just makes it's Bones. I don't want to say his real name, but like it just makes sense that his nickname was Buzz because he was an alcoholic, and it wasn't like Buzz like from Home Alone. Like Buzz could be a name or a nickname, but like his name, not Buzz Lightyear, it was Buzz because he was a drunk, and he's always buzzed. And like, is that a good thing? You don't want to be called Buzz, right?
You called Bones' dad Buzz?
Everyone called him Buzz, like everyone. Like that's what he went by. It wasn't even like that people called him that. He went by Buzz.
That kind of explains some things.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like it's like back in the day, Michael Jackson, like the nickname was Pedo, and then he started calling himself Pedo, and it was like, oh, he's just a pedo. Boo! I'm here all day, folks.
But
I'm here all day.
How about a little bottle of spermicidal lube too?
And one little bottle of spermicidal lube?
Yeah, one little bottle of spermicidal lube.
Evan, that's psycho shit, man.
It's not.
It's like Charles Manson shit. What do you think Becca's gonna be psyched that you brought a bottle of lube? Oh, Evan, thank you for bringing that lube for my pussy. I never would have been able to handle your fucking 4-inch dick inside my pussy without that gigantic bottle of lube.
I didn't know that you recorded yourself with Erica. That was...
We got Dakota saying, bro, MJ was saving kids from the islands. Was he recruiting them or saving them? That's the only question I have.
If they were of certain things.
Well, that wasn't his demographic. 16-year-old girls weren't. He wasn't into girls. He was an 8-year-old boy. So there was no 8-year-old
boys down there. There were boys down there.
Were there?
Release the rest of the files. Maybe we'll find out.
Lots of them, of course.
Yeah. Hey, maybe Michael Jackson's a hero. It could be. I think there's a 2% chance Michael Jackson's the greatest human that's ever lived. I think there's a 98% chance he was a scumbag. That's all I gotta say. I don't like those odds. Would you like those odds, Storey?
No, I mean, there's literally facts that are now showing this, so I'm gonna believe the facts.
It's like betting on the Jets to win the Super Bowl.
So basically, I'm just saying if you don't think that Bill Clinton and all those fucks were involved, then don't believe anything. But
well, no, it's not about the hidden. He had the hidden room, Boston. All I had to say, documented. It's a fact. His people won't deny it. He had literally had boys in his room sleepovers for like.
Yeah. Well, how about you do a little research instead of just your media research, my friend?
That's fine though. That's fine. You're saying that's fine to sleep with 8-year-olds in the same bed if you're not.
I didn't say that at all. I just did my own research, and I'm not fucking following media that just lie and lie and lie and lie and lie. Literally, my whole life. Now that I've done my own research, I have lied my entire life that I've been alive. Mainstream media just continuously lie. Maybe we tell 20% of the truth. So,
but your resources never lie, though, right? They never lie.
When you have, when I have documented, this is a retarded fucking conversation. If you're gonna really go down that road, so let's just move it along.
All right.
Oh, I can show you. Do you really want to read through documented government documents? Are you gonna do that?
No, I have better things to do with my life.
I got something controversial to say. We are a Twizzler family, not a Red Vine family. You cannot bring Red Vines into my house. Not to get political, but I will not abide by
between that and Muhammad.
Why the fuck would it be between that and Muhammad? Why don't you just pick a common name like a normal person?
Muhammad is the most commonly used name on earth. Read a fucking book for one.
So so I got a big problem with that story. So what if I like Red Vines and I bring both Twizzlers and Red Vines and I give you the Twizzlers and I eat Red Vines?
Red Vines are like the
you're just not very accepting. You're not a very accepting person because you know what? If you did,
I'm a hot tamale guy.
So I'll bring all three. I'll bring Twizzlers, hot tamales, and Red Vines. We can all eat them. Oh,
hot tamales are great.
Hot tamales are fucking great. See, that's why
you're a Mike and Ike guy. You like Mike and Ike's?
No, nobody likes black licorice.
No, Mike and Ike's are no. Mike and Ike, get it right. Mike and Ike's are the fruit flavored ones. It's the fucking purple, white, horse shit, whatever, fucking awful old man, woman, my grandparent generation, goddamn name that candy has and goes straight to hell. Story, that's what you're getting at. It is the same texture though. It's all the same.
All right. Do you guys want to recap our list and get out of here?
No, we can keep talking for 10 hours.
About candy.
All right, here we go. Recapping the list, top 5 acting performances of all time. Before I do that, Mouse says this is Chuckles 2028. Hashtag Chuckles 2028. What does that mean?
Chuckles the clown? I don't know who's Chuckles.
Somebody for president. I don't know.
You don't know who Bozo is? You're hung up on a clown from the 60s. Get Story every time.
Favreau. Dude, John
Favreau, man.
So
you're hung up on a clown from the 60s, man.
Especially at the
Eric,
when he's
Eric
trying to
the
explain.
clown?
He's
trying to explain, dude.
He's so
Chuckles
over the
Candy.
conversation.
Chuckles Candy. What is Chuckles Candy? I don't know what that is.
No. Oh my god. Get a slap at me.
We have GT just noticed that the hosts look like and add Ray Story has a shirt that says future, and then it's an image of Big Ray. What is on your shirt? What is your shirt?
Future scientist.
I have a Michael Myers and Jason having a bonfire.
I volunteered at a STEM expo last weekend and they gave me this shirt.
You're such a charitable guy, Story.
Yeah, well, it's important.
Why can't I be such a good
Never
person?
had
like that?
Chuckles
Come on,
Candy.
man.
Now,
I just looked it up. I have never had
you guys
it.
ever heard
So
Chuckles Candy?
know
That's what
what
Mouth was talking about.
No, it must be a New York
Story.
thing.
Yeah, damn Story or Mouth. I'm gonna have to look this up.
Good and Plenty.
Chuckles.
That's the licorice candy that, yeah, Good and Plenty.
Oh, what's it called?
Good and Plenty is the
Good and Plenty. Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck that. That purple and white. Yeah, Story. I got a problem with that. It's so
Nobody
bad.
likes it. I'm
It's
convinced
just so
nobody likes
old.
it.
It's so bad. Oh, so Chuckles Candy is basically like that fruit. Like the fruit slices that would be like gummy. They were like a little bigger. They're like
Yeah, I just looked it up.
Yeah. Oh, but it's not that. It's in blocks. Oh.
You know, you still buy it apparently.
All right. We're going to recap our list here in a little bit. If you have not liked and subscribed or just mostly subscribe at this point, what are you doing? I know it's still March right now. We have draft coverage coming the entire April. Once June hits, I'll do a lot of stuff in May, a lot of best balls. Once June hits, you're going to get a lot of Story, a lot of Ray, a lot of Tom, a lot of Nick O-Face, who's back, a lot of Chaz. We're going full bore into this shit, making us all money. Story, you're going to have a couple draft prop bets for us, over-unders. We can maybe work some out
over-unders
together.
are usually the best value. You can find,
there's some nice edges to be had there.
Yeah, find over-unders are usually the best value. Don't try to predict landing spots or specific positions drafted. Usually over-unders.
Yeah. %. Get to the choppa.
How much money? Hey, real quick, just
best acting ever was Arnold as Dutch and Predator.
Story. How much do you think that the person that all those people that bet the anti-bet that you said to do, Mario Williams going over Reggie Bush, #1 back in those days? So I'm saying, like, if you put down $100 for Mario Williams over, I'm saying I'm not saying for you to look it up. It's just like that's something that was so shocking that we're all like, what the hell? Especially because Reggie Bush didn't meet with anybody. He didn't even meet with the Saints. He's met with the Texans.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that was such a weird draft, you know?
We didn't have any major shocks last year. 2 years ago, we had the Penix pick, but we didn't have any major shocks last year.
Well, Travis Hunter being traded up for was pretty fucking shocking.
I was personally just talking first overall.
But Travis Hunter was a well-known top 5 pick, so him going at 2 overall isn't that shocking. Nobody expected Penix to go that high.
By the way, Darth Jar Jar is Nick Oberman. Nick O, we called him. He changed his name since there was already a Nick O, and that is the Nick O. And for a while, Ray thought that was actually the Nick O in the chat. So now, Darth, we got to get used to this. Darth Jar Jar. I saw you commenting on some of the shorts. Nick O, Darth Jar Jar. I love that name though because we're all kind of. No, he doesn't come on the streams. He just comes.
No, I'm just making sure. So
he's in the Discord, but
the Discord. Yeah, okay.
We had a pretty big conversation about Jar Ar being a Sith, so it makes a lot of sense. So I do like that name. It means you're a Star Wars fan, so you're a fan of ours, and we're a fan of yours.
I had to look up the username from earlier tonight. Rotten Sex Hog.
That was a good one. Jar Jar Nick O. Just a shout out if you want to join the community, man. Like this is the day to join the community because it's almost April, and I've been laying it out for a while. Get in there now before it goes up and join these fine fellas: GT, Dakota, Mouth, Jason, all the fine people that you see in here every single night that are in the Discord in the community. So professionalfanatics.com. I highly urge you to do that. You're going to make a lot of money in general. You're going to get our bets, our future bets for NFL drafts. You're going to get access to these motherfuckers right here, 96 and 58, as well as everything else. Free merchandise giveaway. I don't want to go through the whole spiel. You guys know the fucking spiel. There's a lot of good shit. Let's go through our list and then end this sucker off here, gentlemen. One last time. And sorry, don't talk shit about my picks. My Arnold here. Arnold, honorable mention for me. Terminator 2, the best depiction of a robot, and just it's awesome. He's awesome. Ray, Leo in Django. Story had Hugh Jackman in Prisoners. Now we move to our number 5 here. I had Kevin Spacey in American Beauty. Ray had Heath Ledger in Dark Knight as the Joker. Story, Leo in Wolf of Wall Street. Number 4, I had Anthony Hopkins in Silence of the Lambs. Ray, Christoph Waltz in Glorious Bastards. Story, you had the infamous Training Day, and our boy, the best boy ever, Denzel Washington. We love Denzel Washington. I wanted to shout out the Pelham 123, which someone made in the comments, which is a good movie as well. And what we say, Unstoppable. We liked Unstoppable too.
Unstoppable, I do like, yeah.
Guilty pleasure. Number 3, I had Tom Hanks in Castaway. Ray had Hugh Jackman for Prisoners on his list, and then Story with a kind of a deep dive here. Ellen Bernstein in Requiem for a Dream. That's your one deep cut. We went a little bit more chalk on these one, but that one is a very, very
either Jonathan or
performance.
GT shot out for him to do for that. So
he did.
He was one of them.
Number 2, Jake Gyllenhaal in Nightcrawler. If you have not seen that movie, please check the movie out. We will all endorse that movie on the show. Ray had No Country for Old Men, and that is Javier Bardem. And then Story had Sean Penn in Mystic River. Very emotional performance there for Sean Penn. And then our number 1s, drum roll, I had Edward Norton, American History X. Ray with Daniel Day-Lewis, DDL, There Will Be Blood. And then Story had the double team there of Robert De Niro / Joe Pesci and Goodfellas. He chose Joe Pesci if he had to. If you had to choose when you chose Joe Pesci, right?
Yep.
But they're both worthy there. And let's also shout out
Story, you got called out.
What?
Boston Strangler. Sean Penn as Jeff Spicoli was way better.
Nice.
It was a great start to his career.
Yeah.
Miles says if Jason wants to lose weight, tell him to tune in tomorrow to get a good cleanse. Ooh, good cleanse.
Oh, go to the next one.
Drinking epitaph for him.
So
any other comments we missed? I want to
highlight. Real quick, would you guys compare Sean Penn, Spicoli, and Matthew McConaughey, what the fuck his name's character, and Dazed and Confused?
Dazed and Confused.
Being sort of the same. No, I'm saying not saying the performance wise, just the same sort of jumping off point, like because it sort of was sort of the same, obviously different character, but like not really, like just the stoner dude, of the movie. That ended up being a really good fucking actor, like both of them. I'm just, I can't.
I feel like the Sean Penn performance is just much more of a stoner, right? Like it's way more wacky and weird. Where like the McConaughey performance is more infamous because of the thing about these high school girls, man. Like he's just more like
that's also that
scumbag thing out.
That's a predatorial fucking saying that he's known for.
Oh yeah. But I'm saying other than that, the character is pretty normal. Like where Spicoli is literally just
normal. No, he's a big stoner like Spicoli. Spicoli, why don't you get a job? Why don't you do something for yourself? Same shit with Matthew McConaughey. Like he doesn't do anything. He's hanging, dude. As a matter of fact,
them redheads, man.
As a matter of fact, in my portrayal of watching Dazed and Confused, Matthew McConaughey is like 21 years old, if not 20.
Yeah. No, he's in his
20s. He's hanging around 18, like talking about 16-year-olds being good. Like that dude should be in jail. Wood chipper, whatever. Spicoli is just a fucking jackass who smoked himself retarded. So, and I didn't say Reed. I said Ray.
Club on this list.
Yeah,
that's a good one too.
Fucking unreal performance in that.
Yeah,
but we talk about this. Matthew McConaughey's performance in that movie is essentially just Chris Collinsworth when he was playing for the Bengals.
Yeah,
High school girls, man. Go check out one of the old videos. All right, guys. What a great show. What a great list. Always a good time. Appreciate the comments. Tomorrow night, tune in at 10 p.m. Central for me and Mouth. The first of probably
Dakota, I
20
didn't say
drafts we're gonna do.
I said Matthew McConaughey's character was a pedo.
Correct. Interstellar. Yeah, Interstellar. I like the movie more than I like the acting performances in that movie, but McConaughey crying is pretty powerful. I know, Storey, you hate that.
I do hate that, and I'm not the hugest fan of that movie. I don't think it's the best.
Hey, I want to quote Almost Heroes here a little bit.
Dakota.
Worth the trip.
Go ahead. Dakota.
The score alone in Interstellar is worth the trip, man.
Oh, dude,
Hans Zimmer.
You can also, just stream the score, so you don't have to watch the movie.
Oh, it's a good movie. Don't listen to this guy.
This is where you two are completely wrong. It's one of the greatest movies of all time. So take that.
I love the movie. I saw it twice in theaters, Ray, and you refuse to fucking.
Pretty boring.
It's long.
You know what? This is really funny, Rob. This is literally the same conversation, but different with Dakota, you and me about LeBron. Is him having 11, you having him 2, me having him 3, me being in the middle. My point is, Storey saying that there will be blood, not boring. You saying it's boring. Well, on the surface, There Will Be Blood is much more boring than Interstellar.
Agreed. Yeah, I watch.
I said on the surface
over Interstellar.
I did say on the surface.
Okay.
On the surface.
I see. Okay.
And Dakota, you didn't hear me. I said for the 100th time that I said that Matthew McConaughey's character in Dazed and Confused is the pedo who's probably 21 years old talking about 18 for the 16-year-olds. And Spicoli is just a dumbass stoner who's just literally baked himself retarded. Who just
Dakota
Mr.
says,
Hands
who will see the Michael Jackson movie in theaters? Like I said before in this stream, I watched the Michael Jackson movie. It's called Leaving Neverland. That was an HBO show. That's the movie. Maybe it's not that.
You mean HBO media driven? Yeah, I got it. So
yeah. Media is all bullshit.
What I'll do is I will go watch his nephew playing him in the movie and enjoy it. Because
that can't be biased, though. A family member making a movie, that can't be biased. No way. That's accurate. No way.
You're just playing it? I don't know.
Yeah. Who made this movie? The media to make this? Who made this?
Everybody. This is just funny because
I was wondering who made it. Who made it? I want to know who made
older
it.
than me, who only knew what the media told them about Michael Jackson compared to somebody who did their own research. So,
okay, Ray,
I'll send you it all.
This research.
Oh, it's called the Epstein Files. There's that. That's government fucking files.
I'm gonna tell you, Ray, please, can you do this for me? Instead of doing all this research, can you get some bullet points for the show? You do all this research. You're not doing research for the show.
Yeah,
this matters more.
I'd rather be doing research on things that matter, but you guys don't care about. Than I'm telling you.
Whoa, you're saying the show doesn't matter? Rude.
That's not rude. Take it back. I'm telling you that I want children to be safe. Okay, that's my bottom line.
And you reading an article is going to change that. I get that. Yeah.
An article, government,
whatever you're reading. I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
redacted, highly redacted. Jonathan, The Ghost of the Darkness is solid too. Michael Douglas and Val Kilmer.
Based on a true story too.
Yeah,
love it.
Super good.
A lot of people hate that movie though for some reason.
Really?
But...
Yeah, it's
a little slow.
It's a great Val Kilmer.
I love all things Michael Douglas, dude. Michael Douglas.
Yeah, Michael Douglas is so good. Yeah.
Not afraid to show his butthole either, or at least his butt cheeks.
Butt cheeks.
Yeah. You know what? He's going to show his butthole in like 8 years when he's like 89. How old is Michael Douglas now? 80?
No, he's got to be. I don't know.
No, he's.
I would be guessing he might be
probably
older than that. Yeah, I would say.
Can you believe that Michael Douglas got Catherine Zeta-Jones though? Like when he was already like.
No, dude. Like that's so impressive because when she was. So he's 81. He'll be 82 in September.
Surprised about that.
So. Yeah, dude, getting Catherine Zeta-Jones, dude. Oh my god, man! Like she was a goddess when he got her, man. She still is.
Michael Douglas, though, some of the best involved in some of the craziest sex scenes in movie history. Dude's and also, he was in the South Park episode, the Sex Addicts show episode. Like he's a notorious sex addict, so like Michael Douglas. Shout out to
What
Michael.
movie-
His father also all-time actor. So.
I know you two will know this. What is that movie that he has the glasses and he's like he has the gun and he's like, shh.
Give us more. What else?
Yeah.
I would say it's in the 80s.
All right, you got 30
no,
seconds.
Falling Down. That's what it is.
Oh yeah.
Falling Down. That's a wild movie. Bro.
93. I apologize. I said 80s. It was 93.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, again, I haven't seen that movie. I've seen probably half of it through YouTube videos and clips. I just need to watch it because that, like, so many scenes that I've seen, I've watched over and over again. He's very, very good in that.
Did you guys see that the principal in Back to the Future died? I forget his name.
Oh, I did see that.
Bald dude.
Yeah. I'll give me 1 second.
What was the name? What was his character's name though? I forget his character's name as well.
Back to
if you had asked me, I would have thought he would have been dead already.
What
the hell was his name?
Also, part of that weird scene where he starts touching himself when Michael Jackson's under the desk.
Mr. Strickland. James
Strickland,
James Tolkien. No, Strickland. Mr. Strickland. James Tolkien.
You're a slacker, just like your dad.
Oh, that's right. With the porn magazine that he confiscates from.
Yeah, he pours like bourbon and shit, and like and then there's the crazy scene where it's Back to the Future 2, where they're in the future and like the neighborhood's like all ghetto and shit, and like comes out with a shotgun. Strickland. I don't know much else about him, but
he was in a lot of things. I feel like looking back in his face when he was.
He's that guy. He's the guy that's in a lot of movies, but you just don't know his name.
Oh, he must have been one of the. I think he might have been one of the top generals when they flew by. When they're like, "What the?" Like when they dropped the cup of coffee.
No, that's not him. He's in the very first scene in Top Gun. He's the one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
On this stunt, blah blah blah. Well, guess what? You're going to Top Gun. We're gonna promote you apparently because you're.
So you're saying he was doing what Ed Harris remade in Maverick? Got it.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, got it. Okay.
He's the one that
Shout out Dakota. I get up in 4 hours and 15 minutes for work. What a devoted dude. We love Dakota. What a great addition. Shout out Dakota. Hopefully he's Ray as well. Ray is a trooper. Hopefully it was worth it. And it's a long stream, but it was a pretty entertaining stream, as they all are. But this one was a little bit extra. Story was spicy. Ray spicy as always. Like I said, I was golfing all day. I did yard work. I've been drinking since 1. So I held it together pretty well with the chugs. I'm doing okay.
I'd say everybody did a great job.
It was a good stream.
All right, round of applause for everybody in the chat. All the supers. Appreciate all of you guys. Again, tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Central with Mouth. We're going to start our draft coverage. Story's going to be on quite a bit in April when he can. Yep. Breaking down everything NFL draft. And then guess what? After that, we are into the fucking thickets, my dudes. The thickets. Love it.
It's coming. Drafts.
Any last words, guys? Any last words before we say bye to everyone?
No, I guess I'll see you rotten sex hogs later this week.
I mean, I just had the best list, and I think it's comparable. So
yeah, I had Arnold on my list for honorable mentions. So
no, because
they were all really good lists. So
no. That's the thing. Like, if we all just really said like, because we all agreed. I mean, you guys we all piggybacked on each other's choices. So
yeah, you had the heaviest hitters for sure.
I mean, we missed some big names, obviously, but again, like, what fun is a list when everybody's got the same names?
Exactly. And it's all
right, guys.
All right,
appreciate everybody. Thank you. Love your life. Stay positive. Love your life. Stay positive. Respect each other. I'm out of here. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.
Just seemed like a good dude. I thought I'd see if you want to grab a beer. That's all. I'm glad you called. We get home safe, Pistol.
You got it, Jobin.
I'm sorry, what?
Nothing.
Oh, what'd you say?
I don't know. You nicknamed me Pistol, and I just called you Jobin. It means nothing. I'm drunk. I'm gonna call a cab.
All right, man. You have my number, yeah?
I got you stored in my iPhone.
All right. If you need me, call, okay?